Fans, combatants, viewers from all over the world, this is Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition. We're going to be focusing here on North America's West Side, and there's going to be a lot of talent here displaying how good, how much they've just been able to be the best of the best out here in this region. My name is Darth Arma. I am joined once again by Ultra David, who just did a great job with that video. Really, really loved it. I thought you absolutely killed it. No, it was great. I mean, it's so cool, so exciting. Like where we are right now, the game has just changed so much. I mean, customs being thrown into the mix, and it almost feels like a completely different game. And now you really got to watch out for it. I mean, you don't know when something's going to hit you if you haven't labbed against it. You don't know if it's plus, you don't know if it's negative, and it's just so you have to just know so much. But you see all these competitors, they love it, man. They love doing it. They love putting their mind to the test, the reactions to the test, being able to adapt to anything being thrown at them, and they love it, man. Now, I know this is presented by PlayStation 4, so let's talk about PlayStation 4 here. Yes, this event is presented. Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition is presented by PS4 Tournaments. So you guys got to check their Tournament Open series out now. A lot of different things on there for competitors of all skill levels, whether you're beginner, intermediate, or if you're a straight up pro, there's something there for you. A lot of great content there as well. You guys can see a lot of different videos, tips and tricks, how players play, and all you got to do is go to compete.playstation.com, sign in with your PSN ID, and you can easily see all the PS4 tournaments that are available. And David, what do we have here for this top 8?
Yeah, you can see the brackets right here. Now, wow, DJT's already beaten Too Easy. Amazing. In fact,
Oh,
Too Easy is already on his way to Ukraine for the We Play event. So he's not in this thing. DJT is going to move on. That said, shout out to DJT for making it in here. This is his first week entering, and congratulations, he's already in top 8. King Gambler and Plus also in top 8 winners. Then you got Nubcakes and Unfazed Moses and Titanium Tigers and Wound Cowboys. So we have quite a breadth of players in terms of where they are in the points. We got some players who don't have any points yet. Moses, no. DJT, no. But we have other players who are way up there when it comes to the points. Plus is 19th right now. King Gambler's 6th overall right now. Nubcakes is 8th. Titanium Tigers 5th. Wound Cowboys 11th. So, and again, players who don't have any yet. So this is now in week number 5, and it's becoming close to crunch time. Not quite crunch time yet, but like it's getting there. And now is the time to make it happen.
yeah, no, definitely something to look at. I mean, you have some players that, I guess they have some kind of strategy where there's a few schools of thoughts here. They have a strategy of which I don't advise this strategy. I think it's very dangerous to purposely not enter the first few weeks, the first 4 weeks, the first 5 weeks,
Mm,
and then they say, okay, I'm going to enter later
yeah.
because I'm a really good player, I'm a pro
Yeah.
player, and I'm gonna get first and second and third only, and then I'm going to qualify because all you need is top 16. That's all you
Right.
need to get into that finale for
In North America
$10,000.
specifically.
Yes, 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 yeah, exactly. In North America, but this is a stacked region. This stacked part of the
Yeah.
world. This is one of the few American developed fighting games that are that's played at a high level. So, I mean,
That's true.
I'm just saying what it is. Like it's why is our game so based out of America, and that's most likely why. And so everybody's just scrambling to get out here and get those points. It's very, very dangerous. But I also think there's like a built-in option select where if you don't qualify, you're like, well, I didn't sign up for every week, so
Yeah, I guess
try to
that's
qualify.
true. And maybe
I'm
DJT's
still a
starting
top
that right
16.
now.
Hey,
Right, right,
DJT's looking
totally.
great right now, though, and
He's
and
already
yes,
made at least top 8. Yeah,
he's already made at least top 5. He already advanced past
that's
two.
true.
No, I'm sorry, top 4, top no winners finals, top 3. I'm sorry, bracketology. Yeah, there's a
That's true.
class
Yeah,
at
because
the
Too
at the
Easy isn't
Y
here. Yeah,
for
he's
yeah, yeah.
he's third at least. So we're not going to start with that matchup as a result because that already has happened. So instead, we're going to be starting with Plus is Not Real versus King Gambler. This is Plus's second time making a top 8. He got 7th place in week number 3. So this is already better than that. right? 7th place
Mhm.
is you getting into top 8 via losers and then losing right away. Already better than that, minimum 5th. He's in 19th place in points, so he's going to need to do well. King Gambler, 6th in points. This is somebody who has definitely had success throughout the tour so far in the 4 weeks that we've had. And what's cool about this as well, what I'm looking forward to, I guess we'll see if this actually happens. He says to look out for Nightwolf versus Devora. Now, for a while, he has been playing Liu Kang, right? He was playing Nightwolf. That's the character that he was so excited for. The character came out. He was maining Nightwolf for quite a while. And then he ultimately was like, look, this character's not cutting it for me. I gotta switch.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
gotta go up the tiers a little bit, was his perspective. Now he says, look out for Nightwolf and Devora. So I am very interested to see if that's what we do in fact find that he's playing.
I mean, there's a lot of value in trying to step back. I feel like a lot of players, they're just like, I want to be the best, so that means I have to play nonstop 24 hours a day, and like you're gonna burn yourself out. And sometimes taking a step back or maybe a step off your character and maybe playing other characters and realizing, wow, I had certain strengths with my old character, things that I hate dealing with now, and I never took advantage of it, or I never, forced my
Mm.
opponent to play around those strengths. And going back and forth is definitely nothing that's bad. It's kind of refreshing. And I could definitely see a player like Gambler, being able to
Ooh.
jump from characters to characters, figure it out. And here we go with the Nightwolf pick, and plus is not real. Gotta love that. Gotta
Plus
love that.
fighting out of San Diego, he, in response to the question, what character are you going to play? He was like, yeah, I play everybody. And last time he was in top 8, he played Shiva, Jade, and Cabal. So this is indeed another character entirely. Kano's on deck for him. His quote is, plus is not real in any fighting game, and I'll prove that. Shout out to that. King Gambler says, I'm here to have some fun. I don't care if I'm down 2-0. I won't quit until it's over. You can check him out at KingGambler18 on Twitter. You can check out Plus. Plus is not real. And here we go. We got the first game of the top 8 on deck.
Yeah,
Oh,
quick
we
little
got
breakaway.
it. I
Hold
love
on.
this move. That one's so sick.
Yeah, a little lesser used variation, or I guess customizable move here. Nice Kano ball there at the end. Got a little tricky, amplifying, and King Gambler not really expecting it. Decides to let go. And I mean, can you surprise somebody who claims to play all these different characters? Plus is not real, saying that, he's a real life chameleon, able to just kind of go from character to character willy-nilly. Right now he's looking little beaten down here as King Gambler just kind of, pushes him over, forcing him, to just lose that life bar there at the end. Definitely, no, didn't go for a punish. I do love the fact that King Gambler ducked there, knowing that he could minimize the pushback on that second hit on amplified air Kano ball.
Ooh,
Jump for that
okay.
fire.
Molotov. I'm happy to see that. This is always one of my favorite ones to watch. So King Gambler, I understand. Moving away for sure. Keeping himself safe on situations here. As he begins the mix-up after forward throw. Yeah, on his wrap. So stealing, well, taking away your ability to use meter is how I should phrase it. It's safe on block, it's a mid, it's pretty annoying, but it's really slow to start off.
Yeah, no, I definitely see what the appeal is there, because you don't have access to breakaway, and then your only option on wake up is, a delay wake up or no delay wake up. You gotta just bully your opponent in that situation. That's not gonna be a good look. King Gambler, that actually didn't combo. The match that he threw there, if you hold it back, it doesn't combo. What he was trying to do is he was hoping he was far enough back so he could light the floor on fire. So King Gambler actually had an option to block there, but I guess he was just so panicked that he wanted to get out of the corner so bad that blocking was the last thing on his mind.
Well, here's Gambler now with an opportunity for offense. Oh, okay. Plus making the read. He's got his own command grab situation. There it is, yeah, and of course, very interesting. So the idea was the zone out, but Plus not real was on top of that already.
Oh,
Very little margin
air
for error here. Very little margin for error, but the trade is going to do it. Plus not real taking game number 1.
yeah, nice little trade in his favor, of course. Doesn't want to get too risky there. Just kind of stuck there with, stand ones, down ones. Didn't want to put himself in, recovery frames or anything like that, where he could have gotten whiff punished for, really bad combo into like a setup and maybe a fatal blow, which, from Nightwolf, it doesn't scale much at all. I mean, that move does a lot of damage, whether it's the beginning of a combo, end of combo. I don't know about this move. I don't know what the move is called, but the move that takes away his ability to use that meter.
Hana's
I
Wrath.
feel like it requires you. It's kind of like you're doubling down on your bet. So it's gonna minimize your damage output, but you know you could get guaranteed damage if you get a continuous hit. So it's putting a lot of weight on a second consecutive successful hit, and I think it's just too risky. I think it's too risky, especially for a character as mobile as Kano. I feel like you really can't get a hold of him, you know, between his air Kano ball, his safe on block acid. So it's just very, very tough. So yeah, here we're going to be seeing. No, never mind. Still using this custom variation.
Same variation. Yeah, he's got the damage launcher and he's got Hana's Wrath. It's not just, I think, about trying to take away use of bar, but there's also a zoning aspect to it, and yet that hasn't really come up much at all, just based on how Plus is not real. Rolling under stuff, doing forward one, and the threat from so far. Kano ball, like we were talking about, he is quite mobile nowadays. A lot of different threats.
Super
yeah, you can see the start. It's like a half second. It's quite slow.
Oh yeah. Big jump in here from Gambler, decides to go for a forward throw. Plus is not real, holding on to that block button real tight. Jump doesn't get whiff punish, even though he whiffed it right in front of him. He was just anticipating the contact to actually connect there. Oh, trying to throw some knives, but no dice there at all. Now, does that move actually hit as a mid? I'm assuming it's high. Yeah. It's a mid. Wow, that is interesting.
Yeah, this is the part of the variation that I played with for a while is Nightwolf. It's the move definitely has some utility. You just don't see it very often. As you can see, that effect takes effect on block as well. But Plus is not really the big read.
Oh, he did drop some free damage though.
Flawless blocked overhead. That's it.
Getting opened up here by the overhead. King Gambler with the immaculate spacing here, making sure it just barely connects here. Nice little down poke. And now he's opting to go for a more zoning approach. So this is kind of what you were talking about, David. You know, you just kind of want to stay back, limit your opponent's options, and just, you know, go, you know, trade for trade, you know, amplify those arrows, make sure that, you know, second and third arrows hit because it does good damage. And the only thing you're trading with is just one knife, if it even, you know, in fact comes out. So it is very, I can see how this is so restrictive when you don't have access to that meter.
Yeah, and you could see how that played out. Either Kano was up in like half screen range or into pressure. It was like kind of that range. Or it was King Gambler from further than that zoning out. Like those are the two states of the match basically. And will Plus does not real go back to it? Again, it doesn't seem like Kano has enough mobility that he can get around stuff. So I don't know that it's a bad matchup. Question of whether he, in his statement that he plays everybody, would change, but nope, he's gonna stick with Kano here. Yeah,
I mean, I feel like that first game felt really good for him. You know, especially because that first round in the first game kind of went like decisively for Gambler, and he was able to kind of adapt out of there. And I also saw a little bit, you know, of unfamiliarity with, you know, the mechanics of that match. When Kano throws that acid, he's got one or two options if he amplifies it, where he's going to throw the match. He can either guarantee the damage by throwing it forward or throwing it back and getting that carpet, flame carpet.
But no meter burn. Can't do it, buddy.
Yep. Exactly. Probably could have gone for a meter burn there, but you know what? I feel like for the most part, Kanos do want to save it for when they get their opponent in the corner, because that's when it's really dangerous. You have the flame carpet on the ground, you're covered in acid, you're going to explode from a blockable pop-up. Oh, and then, yeah, so King Gambler just went forward. Nice duck there under the spit, or, you know, being able to poke out right before the spit becomes active. Oh, that's a big jump, and what a call out here from King Gambler. And because of that, he was able to guarantee that damage. He didn't have, even though, you know, he possibly could have broken away, he had the bar, still not able to do it. If you're covered in that yellow glow from Nightwolf, you know, you're not going to be able to use the meter, even in a defensive manner.
I like how often King Gambler's actually been moving forward in this game. It's been quite different than the last game. He's really trying to change his style up. Yeah, here he is. No,
even more pressure. You definitely have to.
He
change
tried
that
to zone last
style up.
time and it was successful, but yeah, you can't just be stayed. You do have to change. Here's Plus with the corner just like that.
Oh, drops the enter there at the end. The restand from back one. Heartbreaker there. Definitely looking for the acid hit so he can amplify it, but King Gambler getting rid of that. I feel like at this point, oh, he couldn't amplify. That was the perfect opportunity to amplify. And because that debuff, or I'm sorry, I guess,
It's a debuff. I think that's fair to say. You can't use your bar.
Yeah, that debuff there, you could not use your bar. And that really, I feel like it caused a panic there at the end. I mean, as a Kano player, or I'm sure any Kano player watching, you hit that acid with your opponent's back up against the wall, and you've got that meter, 10 out of 10 times you are amplifying that meter, you're going to hold the match back, the flame carpet goes down, and then that's when your opponent is going to panic. They can't move forward because they're going to go up for an unblockable launcher, and they usually sit there. So then they're susceptible to throws or just straight, pressure. You go for command grabs, you go for 2-4, like anything to just keep the pressure on and get that damage. It's almost like free damage after it, but I feel like he was just hitting that amplified so hard it just said it's not coming out. What do I do? Panic, and he just threw it. Threw it away.
What do we got here? This is Cabal, but what variation? A couple different ways people play. Slight gas and hook grab, one of the classic ones we see a lot. We just saw Kerbo play that way in the East.
Mm-hmm.
Can be very strong. So if he's worried about getting controlled, he's worried about not being able to deal a lot of damage, he can stay above Hana's Wrath with this variation. That may be part of the mindset coming into this.
I also feel like his mobility is less dependent on meter. The meter really comes out when, you get the hit and, time to cash in big time. Or even, not even, I mean, Nomad Dash costs no bar to actually use. So, it could be a strategy in that sense here. So, Gambler has the opportunity to switch over to a different variation or possibly a different character to counter this. But first, the first thing that's going to happen, Plus has to get this.
There it is, right here. And I think that's exactly what he wanted to see. He jumped over Hana's Wrath and got Slight Gas into the punish, into damage. Yeah, no, he's playing this. This is exactly what he was hoping to have happen. And it's happening. He's evading it. He's getting in. He's dealing damage. King Albert's trying to get away to a range where he can set things up, but he just hasn't found that position. So for Gambler, maybe the idea's got to be more about pressure here. If he finds that opportunity, I don't know.
Too slow.
He could. Gambler being really defensive here, blocking right after that roll. I mean, I feel like most players are going to be swinging after that because, they're hoping their opponent's recovering or they're not anticipating a quick jab into a combo. Light gas, just pushing them all over that place. So hard to contest that jump and kick. Oh, Gambler not really getting those strange little scenarios here, but he does get this one here, the airborne state, down 3.
Yo, that was so
going
sick.
right into the interactable. Standing
What a
position.
reaction there by Gambler. He's got the corner. Just keeping things safe for himself. He's backing off. Now all of a sudden, Plus is kind of running away, not for long. He's moving in, and he gets the option select, and here it is. Game pretty quickly, honestly, to Plus is not real. I wouldn't be surprised to see a change here from Gambler as we go into the 5th game winner. This makes it into winners finals. Did he get Hana's Wrath out at all? I actually don't recall. I guess we did see it a couple times in round 1, but each time
He tried, yeah.
Cabal jumped out. He wasn't even there.
Yeah. And again, like, what's the big deal? Even if he does get, have to block it and he gets that debuff, like, he's fine. He doesn't need meter, to really do what Cabal does. He needs meter, like, a little bit later, deeper into his combo when he needs to extend them with the hook grab. But, I mean, even there at the end, the Plus is not real, kind of all... He even knew when Gambler was going to break away. And again, maybe he's very familiar with, what resources he had. Let's see what Gambler's loadout is, though. Is he going to be changing it up specifically for this matchup? The ball is in his court. We're going to see it here in the loadout screen. So I'm really antsy to see what we see.
Yes, it is different. I like this. So he's got command grab and launcher. That's the change. So no Hana's Wrath, that's not going to be part of it. So this is a more pressure-focused variation. When he finds a chance, his mix-ups will be better, his damage output will be better.
I'm just gonna say it's very brave to think that you're gonna connect a command grab against a character like Cabal who has slight gas equipped. I mean, this character is gonna be constantly in the air. In order to get command grab, he's gotta be on the ground. So that's a questionable decision here. I mean, at least for me. Me personally, that's what I think.
Well, if,
But
if nothing
who
else,
knows?
if nothing
Gambler's-
else, you can get. If nothing else, you can finish combos with it. You know, you can
That's
get
true.
nice plus frames SMD with it.
That's true. That's very true. Trying to go for a reflect there. As you can see, Nightwolf just kind of trying to glow up there, trying to throw projectiles back at him. Now these players are getting a little tricky here. Haven't seen too much throwing from either side, but now here in the final round, I feel like they're kind of dipping into that last strategy here. Gonna extend that combo for so much damage here off of what the hit was. Slight gas extended the second kick here. King Gambler almost got a strange little situation, a strange little conversion. Wake up three from Cabal. Note that that is very unsafe on block, but he was still able to do it. It's fully invulnerable, but it's one of the few ones that you can punish on block, so that had to take a lot of guts. Plus, it's not real on match point here. This is game 5 scenario.
You can see King Gambler really trying to move around. He's trying to be as mobile as his opponent. He's got a good wave dash, but he's just been stuck so often with slight gas. Cabal up in the sky, gassing everywhere. They're finally knocking it down. Is King Gambler. And the wake up attack again from Cabal.
I feel like he's
back, I
not...
tell you, huge.
Oh yeah. I mean, up threes, like, I haven't seen them in this set very much, but I think that's why he's pulling them out right now, because he hasn't done them at all, so he's trying to keep King Gambler completely guessing here. Gets the forward throw. Pretty good Oki here. What's Gambler gonna do? Is he gonna jump into the other side? No, tries to go for a throw again! Down to nothing here. Down to nothing.
Too much. Ah, yes, I do think that's what happened in the end. He was really trying to chase, and plus it's not real, was just up in the sky gassing around, and he is gonna take it. 3 games to 2. What a set. Back and forth quite a bit. For a while, it seemed to me like Gambler was in control, but this switch to Cabal to stymie what Nightwolf wanted to do with Hana's Wrath. And then even once it was not Hana's Wrath variation, it was still Cabal just really controlling the pace, being where he wanted to be, jumping out of situations, immediately turning it back on with the slight gas into pressure, into damage. All that stuff was really strong for Plus Is Not Real, who makes winners finals.
Yeah, Plus Is Not Real, getting there, getting past King Gambler, and, you know, again, showing the the ability to adapt there. You know, he was kind of questioning, you know, whether he should stay with Kano or not. You know, and definitely made the right switch over to Cabal. Again, a lot more mobile in a different way. And I think the key there was that Cabal is a character in that specific loadout, which is a lot less dependent on meter. So, you know, he kind of moved King Gambler away from something that he was comfortable with. Because it's a very good move. The fact that, you know, it hits mid, it debuffs you, it gives you no access to your meter, whether you're going to be trying to use it defensively or offensively. It's just very, you know, it just constricts you. It constricts your options. It restricts whatever you're trying to do, and it's definitely effective. But you know, Plus Is Not Real, making it forward, just showing that he can play all these different characters.
Looking good out there for
Scary
sure.
opponent.
So, remind you what we have. Yes, this is what we're doing this year on the Mortal Kombat Pro Competition. We have 3 different main regions: the Intercontinental Combat North American League, which is where we are right now, and Liga Latina. As you can see, top 8 advance on the ones on the left and the ones on the right. But where we are in North America, it's top 16 will advance to regional finals. And the top 16 players, as a result, will be in that finals week. That is where the players are gunning for now. So what's on the line for this week is points to get into that finals, where you can then win the big money.
Yeah, there's going to be a $10,000 regional finals for both regions. And, you know, this is what these guys are trying to, you know, qualify for. DJT, who hasn't had any points prior to this week, able to secure a guaranteed top 3 placement, which, again, sky's the limit for a player like DJT. He's going to be jumping up there in terms of, you know, the leaderboards for points here. So again, for each region, top 16 gets into that regional finals. And it doesn't matter if you know, won the first 2 weeks and, you know, you guaranteed your spot before anyone else, or if
Yeah.
you just squeak by getting in those last few weeks. All it comes down to is one finale there. No one's got any advantage outside of seeding, but, you know, it is possible. It is possible for anyone. If you're talented enough, you can definitely get in there. So if you guys haven't signed up, whether you're very competitive or not very competitive, definitely look into signing up for any of the other weeks. You know, if you are in a qualifying region, a lot of fun in competing. What do we have here, David? We have
We
Nubcakes
got
going up
Nubcakes
against
versus
Moses.
Unfazed Moses. So Nubcakes has beaten already Sizoth, Manly, Crispy Fungus. Moses is here after having beaten Mortal Miles. He lost it too easy, but he's made it into the top 8, as you can see. He's got no points so far, whereas Nubcakes is 8th in points. So these are two players on opposite ends of that side of things. Nubcakes playing Jackie as he has been for quite a while at this point. Looking forward to giving my best and being challenged in the top 8 is what he said. Hoy por ti, mañana por mí is what he said as well. I want everybody to know. Looking good as a good start for him. Oh, just the empty jump.
Empty jump to get a little tricky. You know, you never know what's going to happen after an empty jump, whether it's some buttons or some throws.
I mean, her buttons out of that are all possible more than usual, so sometimes you got to do it.
Exactly. Keep them on their toes, keep them guessing here. But Nubcake's coming down to pretty much nothing, and Noob just kind of seal the deal. It's the regular down one. Keeping her back. Again, you don't want to put yourself at risk if you don't have to. What a call out there. What an anti-air from Nubcakes. But hold on. Unfazed Moses returning the favor with a very, very hard read there on, you know, super offense. It's a very, very punishable teleport. Nubcakes applying the pressure, but puts himself in the corner. Yeah, great anti-air here. That is Unfazed Moses knowing this matchup, knowing, you know, had an anti-air character that can be so overwhelming. She just kind of jumps in on you time and time again. Keep going back. Unfazed Moses trying to stay unfazed from this aggression here, but Nubcakes tapping into the fatal blow. The one-time use here for this match. Gonna do a lot of damage, but I don't think it's enough to seal the deal. But Nubcakes said, you know what, it's do or die, because I am down an entire round here.
Oh, get half Moral. Here's Moses. Yes, the easy solution. No, that was all I was gonna do with Moses. I really like a lot of the space control. I like, in fact, what I like part about Moses' gameplay is that there wasn't a lot of commitment, you know, in dealing with how Jackie Bionic bounces in dealing with her in Footsie's-ish range. He just wasn't taking risks. He was blocking versus empty jump, for example, right? And that really paid off for him.
Yeah, he was playing it really, really patiently, which is, again, a really tough thing to do against a character like Jackie, because it's just so overwhelming, and like any one of her hits can lead into a really, really good combo, and a really, really nice situation where she can, you know, bait out up 3s or up 2, depending on how your characters do them. And again, she just kind of cycles through that pressure over and over again. So she's very, very momentum based, a very mobile character, and definitely seen as one of the best characters in this game. Whereas Noob Saibot, I personally feel like he's a little underrated in terms of, you know, what everyone says about the character. I mean, I think he's got a lot of great attributes. But is he one of the best like Jackie? Probably not. But still a really, really good character all around. I mean, space control does.
Yeah, exactly. Space control is good. He gets good damage in quite a few situations. If nothing else, he can push himself back to safety, especially versus a character like Jackie. But that said, like you know, she has this kind of airborne top-down approach that can be tough for him to deal with.
Yeah, I can see that, and you know, a little bit less in the mix department. You know, no real like crazy overhead low situations. Nubcakes sniffing out the breakaway, but Unfazed Moses not giving it to him, ducking under the throw, but not able to punish, thanks to that very specific animation that really only Jackie has from the throw.
Yeah, this ways backwards. Speaking of back, moving backwards just slightly. Being very active here as Nubcakes. Really?
He just blocked that. That could have been a huge punish in his favor. Unfazed Moses knows that he let that situation get by him. Definitely not feeling good about that. If he just stayed a little bit more patient, a little bit less antsy to press the buttons, and he felt a certain way about that. That down two coming from the depths of hell, trying to take this momentum back and trying to solidify this lead against Nubcake. Nubcake getting aggressive here, trying to go for the throw. Tries to jump over the other side, but whiffs under that crouching, poking body of Jack, low profiling herself down to the ground. Deep jump. I love that.
He does have that offensive bar. He's been really quick to spend his leader so far in this match. Last game and this game as well. Moses not doing the same. There it is. Okay, the spending meter did pay off for Nub. It's all gone and that started just. That's true. That's absolutely right. 950 health, less than close. It's gonna be very close either way. It is death. Oh. Wow.
That last part doesn't do it as much as it looks. Like, it looks very painful to get a sickle through, you know, under your jaw, through your face. But surprisingly, it doesn't do that much damage. So I think if Jackie was any other character with a normal amount of health, I think that situation would not have killed them. Straight shadow balls here. They do hit as highs. Nubcake's just trying to, you know, play it safe, not really trying to duck under them in case, you know, low shadow comes out instead. Definitely the mindset here. Bionic jumping over to the other side. Continuing that combo here, getting a little aggressive here with the mids.
Nice little catch by Nubcake. He's doing a lot of blocking, and understandably so, and Nubcake finds the hit finally. He played a lot faster that time, and simultaneously, he didn't use his meter quite as constantly, so when he found hits, he did actually more frequently have more damage as a result. Yeah. I think that was it's a big part of why that ended up working out for him. But I do still like a lot of what we're seeing out of Moses.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that last game was a little bit more, you know, not to discredit Nubcakes or anything like that, but I feel like that last game was a little bit more Moses being impatient, willing to not block as often as he was in that first game. You know, and just getting a little, you know, jittery there, just losing certain situations where, you know, if he just played a little bit more patiently. I also feel like he was a little bit more willing to anti-air in that first game, or that second one is just kind of not. I just didn't want to go for it. It is scary because, you know, you gotta judge it and you gotta know exactly what option she's going for. But you know, we'll see what Moses has. I don't know if we're going to be seeing a character change or variation change at least, but something could be surprising Nubcakes have loading up.
Unfazed Moses said, "I'm hyped to be able to fight Nubcakes. A solid player in top 8. Just going to try my best, no matter the result." I think that's an awesome mindset to bring into a situation like this. Again, this is his first time in top 8 for MKPK. His quote also, keep moving forward. And look, he's got a little bit of work to do here, but he can definitely make this happen still.
Positivity.
Ooh, flawless block. Yes!
Flawless block. That was insane. What a great call out there on that bionic jump. And now he knows that Nubcakes is a little too scared to go for those buttons. So now he's trying to apply offense after the empty jump. Now Nubcakes switching it up, going for the button commitment here. So it all really depends on what my opponent is thinking. This is why we love fighting games. The one-on-one scenario, your mind versus your opponent's mind. What's going on through their head? What are they afraid of? What are they willing to do? What a reversal punish there from Nubcakes. That punch.
His feet were on fire. And Nubcakes had the full 180 damage on the throw with the opponent in the fire too. I'd love to see that.
So much damage. So much damage for him. But trying to just kind of connect here, trying to hopefully get Nubcakes on his recovery frames, but you know, not able to cover the distance quick enough. The overhead here coming out of Nubcakes. But this is the aggressive roll from Moses, rolling over the other side, just swinging for the fences because he is looking for a hit. He is looking for a hit so desperately here.
You can see how often Nubcakes does not have offensive bar. He's getting a lot of hits without getting big damage afterward because he's spending his bar on things like the amplified grenade. Yeah, okay, he finds it here, so he's gonna go up 2-1. So regardless, but what he does as a result when he doesn't have bar that I like is he's going hard in on mix-ups even still. Some jackies you'll see when they don't have bar, they'll play patient, they'll wait for it to come back. Nub is in there. He's going for short hops, he's going for throws, like he's still making the pressure happen, and that's, you know, leading to him being up 2-1 right now.
Yeah, it's kind of like someone who plays. It's kind of like a version of playing to, when people try to go for throw mix, like they purposely throw their opponent out of the corner so that the opponent guesses on the wrong tech. This is kind of like you're playing that same game, but with anticipation, where you as the opponent of Jackie, they're like, okay, she's not going to get crazy right now because her reward for getting crazy and getting that successful hit is a lot less because she's got no meter. But to Nubcakes, he's like, that is the best time to go in because they're not expecting it. And again, this only works at a high level. If somebody is, a player who's way beneath this level isn't even thinking about that. But Nubcakes knows this is top 8 NA, one of the most stacked regions out there. And he knows in order for you to get here, you have to have a high level mindset. You have to know what I'm doing. You have to know about my options, my resources, risk, reward, all that is going through your head at the same time that you're pressing these buttons, getting these, tight combos down and not dropping these game winning scenarios. Like, it's a lot to take in. And Nubcakes is playing to that. And this is what a high level mindset is like.
Fight.
Well, it's going to need to be 2 games in a row here from Moses. Okay, starting off nicely for him. Already costing him defensive bar, so there's not going to be any bar bionic bounces now. Okay, I like this. Moses building some space. Desperately just building some space.
Hey, you got to keep him off.
Try for anti-air. See the penalty that he took.
Oh, throw escape, very clutch by Moses, but Nubcakes is just racing behind that throw attempt here. But hold on a second. Unfazed Moses. Coming in here. Damage. Oh, it just stopping Jackie right in her tracks. The backhand string.
Round 2.
And unfazed Moses trying to come back from this. He's got step number 1 down. Can he take this next round or the following round to secure this tie? Bionic jump, but nobody makes a connection. What an anti-air there with down 4. That little sickle comes out way faster than most people think while low profiling your body. Really, really good anti-air.
It's got a bubble above you, kind of. Interesting how it works. But you can see in these situations, yeah, when she's directly above you, not easy. Yeah, as many
gotta watch out.
Problems with. Nub is here in the corner. Oh, just like that! Very sudden change. It's Moses. And there's the defensive bar. But again, that means that she's not going to be quite as much of a threat from range.
Yeah, no, definitely not as much of a threat here. Oh, trying to swing, but didn't commit to the whole thing. 2-1-2, you gotta say it with your chest. You can't have past that string at all. The down poke to stop his forward movement. Moses trying to go for the anti-air. Even after getting hit, he was so willing to swing. That definitely took Nubcakes by surprise. He got around the goop. He got around the goop through the teleport. Nubcakes didn't see it coming. He thought maybe, possibly, GG's in this scenario. Throws down the damage over time flame carpet and just wasn't anticipating that teleport, because again, that teleport not only hits as a high, but it is also extremely unsafe on block and one of the most telling animations. And it's just kind of one of those, clear as day punish situations, especially I would even say at an amateur level. Definitely a clear as day punishing situation. So, you never expect someone to really throw it in there, especially with so much on the line here. Unfazed Moses, able to tie this up 2-2.
Yeah, he's done it a few times, and he's had some good callouts with it. Hasn't been blocked on it yet. In that situation there, he was kind of running out of options, so I understand going for it. But now it'll be 2-2. I really like watching Nubs Noob. You were talking, or Nubs Jackie. You were talking a little bit about how he plays differently than many other Jackies. And it's fun to watch. It's, I'm sure, annoying to play against, right? Like how often he's just right back in there, willing to go for the hops, willing to go for pressure timings that many other Jackies prefer not to do. But that is a big part of why he's made top 8s pretty consistently here at the NA West. Again, he's looking good in points. He's already 8th in points. He's going to get more because of how he's done this weekend. He's going to move up a little bit. Already pretty comfortably in there. looking good now as well. I mean, look, for Nub, as we've talked about it since he's made top eights before, he is somebody who's been strong for a long time and just rarely has had the opportunity to travel. I'm really happy for him with how he's doing. Starting off well here in game number 5 between these two. One of them's out after this game.
2 bars
here's
of
a big chance.
offensive, 2 bars of defensive coming off of unfazed Moses. This is not a good look for him at all. Nubcakes with the aggressive breakaway because he wants to make sure he can do that damage before that bar, those 2 bars come back on unfazed Moses' side to get out of a combo here. Full bar from Nubcakes. If he finds the hit, it is going to be GG's, but unfortunately already used both bars, so didn't have the ability to amplify it for more damage. Gets the short hop. Very tricky stuff.
He pushed the opponent back. That was the only question, whether he was going to push the opponent back. So just blocking that jump kick, the opponent's negative. You get to at least push them back a little bit. If they don't flawless block, at least. Here's the 180. No, 170. Weird. Okay.
Yeah, it must have just been out of it for like one tiny, like half a second here. Tries to get tricky there by throwing down the low. Good blocks from Nubcakes. Bull tries to anti-air and is successful here. Unfazed Moses forcing Nubcakes to come off that breakaway. So he finds another hit. It's going to do a lot of damage here if it happens in the next 10 seconds. Big ups here, breaking away, trying to look for that hit, trying to look for that momentum swing, but it looks like it's going to be all Nubcakes. No! Unfazed Moses challenging back here with those mids from Noob Cybot. Tossing him there. The goop. Watch out the damage over time. He's trying to make sure he's unfazed by it. Gets a little tricky. And outside of that range, making sure he knows exactly how to not get punished here. She's going to break away. Down 2 for maximum damage. Trying to stay back, trying to chip at this point. Nubcakes, when is he going to jump in? When is he going to jump in? There it is. Called out like nothing. Unfazed Moses sniping him out of the sky.
That's the first time we've seen that counter option from Moses. I really like him bringing it out at that moment. He was right about it. We got final game, final round between these two. Nubcakes finding the ancient one. Like Reese kick. It's so important for her. Nice job by Moses. He's building up life lead. He's got the distance game. No offensive bar for Nub, so even if he gets in, he's not going to be super threatening yet. There it is.
Oh, and if he committed to a regular jump, that would have been huge damage, but Nubcakes does get the follow-up hit. The goop is down, the goop is on him. It's doing damage over time, so his life is just slowly just disappearing in front of him.
What a
That's
pickup.
gonna be a great conversion. Yeah, great pickup from that situation there. The airport.
Oh, he probably wanted that to be the KB. It wasn't quite there. No, the drop! The chance for Moses and the chance to punish KB to move on.
Great adaptation here from unfazed Moses. Able to just kind of
go ahead. That's what I get for
those
dropping that
bad-
shit.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, he said you won this one? Okay, shout outs to Nub.
I think it was something, I think he blamed it. Again, I was speaking while he was talking, but it's something about dropping the game-winning scenario there, but he did not sound happy.
Right,
about it.
fatal
He did
blow.
not
Yeah, he
sound
did have
happy.
juggle opportunity potentially into fatal blow, but that didn't work out. Yeah, you know, who's going to be happy there? But he does get more points, even ending up in 7th place. Again, that's what we're all going for here, right? That's what we're trying to get. More points to be able to get into the finals week. You want to be top 16 here in North America. Nub's going to be at least 8th is where he came in for this weekend. He'll probably be higher than that after this. So
Probably. Yeah.
you want to win, but still you're doing the work that you need to do. So this one is one I'm really looking forward to in loser's side. Match that we have coming up next, Titanium Tigers versus Wound Cowboy. 2 players here on the West Coast who have quite different backgrounds. Wound, top player going back 10 years, you know, back in MK9, whenever he has wanted to take a game seriously, he's been strong in it. And for Tigers, more of a recent come up, last couple years, and been very cool to see him make his mark big time on the MKPK this year. Doing it with Shiva and doing it in ways that are going to be tough to zone against. So for Wound, classically one of our scenes, dedicated zoners, right? His Shang in 9, Shang in this game, a couple other characters too, but that's really like his go-to style. Harder to make work, I would say, versus Shiva. I do think there's some characters who can do it, but you have to play it quite differently than usual, right? Versus a Shiva who likes to stomp as Tigers does.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a different type of strategy coming from Wound Cowboy. But again, First, before we get into any of that, definitely want to give a shout out to Astro Gaming for just doing what they do for our event, and I want to say thank you for being the official audio partner for the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro competition. Guys, remember all the caster audio is powered by Astro for the entirety of this season. If you guys want to find out more about their products, they have a lot of great things. All you got to do is hit up astrogaming.com to see all their officially licensed PlayStation audio products, which are available now. You can see high quality stuff here. Definitely go out there, treat yourself. I know a lot of people got that stimulus,
Ooh.
and nice
So,
headset is calling out to you. What do we see here, David?
so Tiger told me that he's gonna just be playing Shao because all he's played all weekend is Shao Kahn. He hasn't played Shiva. That's been the character that we've seen him do the most work with, but we all know that he's got more characters than that up his sleeve. So super cool
Yeah.
to see him bringing this character in here. And on WoW's side, there's no surprises. It's Ground Eruption, it's Shake. Actually, maybe that is a bit of a surprise, but at least Ground Eruption makes a lot of sense here. He's going to be trying to control space versus Shao Kahn.
Hold on, so you're telling me that Titanium Tigers made top 8 with Shao Kahn. So that means that all you Shao Kahn players out there need to stop downplaying this character. I'm just kidding. He's jumping over to the side. Wow, Cowboy with a down 2, hitting him out of the air, trying to convert as much damage as possible. You got to watch out for those projectiles from Shao Kahn, the spears. If they're far away enough, they do hit his mids. So, you can't really avoid that. How many short hop kick from Shao Kahn is really, really underrated. It is very fast, and it just catches a lot of people by surprise. Oh, speaking of trying to catch you by surprise, not Wow Cowboy. He is super defensive, definitely holding onto that block and trying to go for the reversal punish, and he just lets it rip. Fatal blow, the armor coming into effect here, and that does not taste good. Wow Cowboy a little bitter about that, but he can walk away knowing that that fatal blow is spent, and he doesn't have to worry about it for the rest of this match. Wow Cowboy, can he pick up the pieces? Can he dust himself off and keep forward? Oh no, not with a broken
read by Tigers right there. And looking for the FP.
Up two.
Huge up 2 for this character as he gets good damage into the corner. No bars on this. Not there either.
He's just swinging. He's just
Yo, he is.
I mean,
he's expecting
definitely
punishes with
negative.
highs. Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
But he's too far away, and if the opponent's just going for a high like a stand 1, already seen it work out. Here's where Wound wants to be. He wants to be further away. He was hoping to see a spear.
Do a little corpse drop action here. Oh, down 2 again. Oh, it doesn't feel good. Goes for the throw mix option here. Here comes the smoke shake coming right down, but that does not work against a jump in. As you can see, Titanium Tigers perfectly demonstrating here as he just stops Wow Cowboy's parry attempt. It's kind of like a parry that stops projectiles and regular normals. But again, the way you get around it is just regular jumping. Regular jumping, gonna stop that smoke shake. And Wow Cowboy has the option to go back to probably a different variation loadout. I don't think he's gonna go away from Shang Tsung.
No,
I think this is his
wouldn't expect that either.
Yeah.
And I think the character matchup seems fine as well. But yeah, maybe a different variation. I don't know. We'll see. The idea of using that as a carry when you're expecting something like, these big rangy options that Shao has, I guess can make sense. But we'll see what he does.
Shao Kahn's definitely got range on his buttons, his normal buttons. Not only that, but also, his up 2 and up 3, I think are some of the best in this game. In terms of
100%.
A character that has like really good both up. Usually character has like one good one and one bad one, but no, I think both his are really, really solid. Far horizontal range on the up 3. What do we have here from
It's the same, no changes there. It's still going to be Shake and Ground Eruption.
Oh, stand 3 out the gate. Oh, if he just held it, I think that still would have worked there. Maybe looking for the breakaway attempt, Titanium Tigers. But Wow Cowboy holding on to his bar. just to kind of get a little tricky. You know, you don't want to get too predictable, as your opponent can, you know, sniff it out, cut combos short, and then, you know, they come off of, you know, damage that they could have potentially done to you.
Ooh.
Corpse drop.
You can see how plus that is on hit.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that the corpse drop definitely not gonna be in your favor on in the trade in terms of, you know, frame advantage.
So Tiger's slowly pushing Long Cowboy to the corner. Here we go. Blown up.
His armor. Broke that armor. You don't want to see that if you're a Wound Cowboy fan. Good block of the low from Titanium Tiger. Trying to walk up and shimmy, and what a punish here from Wound Cowboy. Swinging back as soon as possible. The down 4 from max range. Wound Cowboy takes that as an invitation to jump in and apply some mix-ups. Hits the throw, gets a little damage, or gets a little health back in his favor. And again,
back in there. Trying to get in there, not in time. This time, Wound Cowboy with the punish. We saw him slightly miss that before. Sometimes you gotta walk forward a little bit. He did. He's got the round. But back getting pretty close to the corner, uncomfortably so.
Look at the way Titanium Tigers moves after that. Oh man, gonna pop him up for lots of damage here. Good combo potential here. God, 36%. For one bar, that is so good. But again, probably corner specific here. Shao Kahn definitely hits like a truck with this variation loadout here for Shao Kahn. Well, the ground eruption acts as an anti-air, so you can't get too crazy in the air as you try to jump and make your offensive moves here. Breaking away, trying to avoid as much damage as possible. Titanium Tiger's trying to get that gap, trying to close that gap here. No flawless block there. Decides to just play a little bit safe just in case Wound cancels into anything to blow up the attempt.
No!
Oh, no. No. You don't want to see that.
Wound. Oh, what a neutral jump timing from Titanium Tiger. Huh. Well, he starts here with corner control.
I feel like that's the first thing every Shao Kahn does when they have someone in the corner. Back one.
Especially at that range?
Yeah. Because it's so, you know, you get such a great reward if it hits, and a lot of people just want to jump out of the corner. But I don't think Wound Cowboy is that player. So I think Titanium Tiger just realize that. Wound Cowboy is not someone who's going to, you know, jump willy-nilly. Yeah, sometimes he will, but he prides himself on his defense. I mean, this is an OG. This is someone who says, like, you know, I destroy this new meta by being more patient than the player that just wants to jump around and just slam buttons. And right now, Wound Cowboy is showing that complete dominance here as he ties this up with one of the best newcomers out there. Titanium Tigers, not only who's just a phenomenal player all around, but able to play all these different characters, and Wound Cowboy is showing everybody that the OGs still have what it takes to keeping up with the kids.
Absolutely, yeah, he's still looking good. I really like his space control timings there, and you're right too, that when he's caught in the corner, he's not panicking. He feels he's been in that situation so many times, right? And if you are a Zelda type player, then you're accustomed to that. That's the life. Sometimes you get caught in the corner. What you want to be is elsewhere, but sometimes you get caught there more often than other archetypes get, and so you become accustomed to it. He battled out of it really well, and now Tigers, again, he said he's only played Shao. He's only going to play Shao. And keep in mind, too, that he's currently 5th, coming into this, 5th in points in NA West. So he's pretty deep in there. I don't know mathematically if that's guaranteed for him to make top 16, but, you know, based on how he's been doing, seems likely that he will be. So I get him trying to move around a little bit on the character select screen, try some other stuff out, see how it works. Hey, he made top 8 with it, at least. We'll see if he can continue.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is the ultimate test for a character that you've been working on. Now, of course, Titanium Tigers plays literally any character, so I feel like he's putting himself out there. This is more for brand recognition. If you guys want to see some more of this Shao Kahn or any other character, I mean, Titanium Tigers is the way to go. Block of the corpse, drop there from full screen. And immediately going with those ground eruptions there, trying to, you know, get some kind of damage there, some easy damage, if you will.
Maybe Shane can't punish that very well. That's kind of cool. Oh, here it is. Wave dash in. Tried it. What range there from Wound? But I can't believe the tech. The tech was amazing from Titanium Tigers. The awareness of that.
knew all about it here. Again, he keeps looking for, Wound to be a little aggressive in those scenarios, hitting that little uppercut with the hammer. I think that's back one or back two, in ranges to like kind of check him. But Wound Cowboy, again, you got to remember who you're fighting against. This is a man who's all about defense and zoning. Very well calculated, and he knows that that's the button you're trying to press. Oh, stand 3 to just stop it, and that was probably the button he was going for here. Cowboy getting a little aggressive here, going for that flawless blockable string. Big swooping lava. Oh, big high kick right to the face. And look at the spacing. Look at the patience here from Wow Cowboy. Goes in, goes back, makes that down 2 whiff. That uppercut just whiffed for days. And this is not looking good for Titanium Tigers at all. I mean, this is Wow Cowboy understanding what he's got to do. But hold on a second. He does have the bar to break away. He's opting not to do it. Big jump in 3, but nobody was home. But instead, here comes this down 2. Wow Cowboy taking the lead 2-1 over Tigers.
The only approach for Tigers is really on the ground. It's not a kind of character who has a great air approach. He's got range options. He's got the hammer lunge. It's just -7, but and especially fine if you're doing it at range. But you could see that the way that Shane can control space, up skulls, corpse drop, straight shot, all these different options can really keep him out if you're playing it well. And hey, Wound Cowboy knows how to play that style really well. You could see that right there. I'm not expecting a character switch. I think this is going to be Xiao all the way. I hope it is, because that's what he said. What do we got? Yes.
He's a man of his word. He's a man of his word. We might see a different loadout again. Although this is a newer character for Tigers in terms of, what he's willing to bring to a tournament setting, I wouldn't be surprised if he at least labbed and did some Combat League with a few different variations, because sometimes you have a loadout and then you run into a really bad matchup and you're just like, I gotta explore different options. I gotta see what else I can equip here and really make this character a little bit different, speaking a little bit better to certain matchups. So what does he got? Annihilation, Air Hammer. I didn't see that last one. So let's see what he can switch up.
Oh, it's different. Yeah, he had.
No, Annihilation is the mid where he like.
Oh, is it? It's the little like hammer on the ground business. There
it's also that. It's also a really bad movie. Anyone who's a real fan, it's really bad.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I almost. I don't think it's a bad move though. Just the movie's bad, and it's a way to kind of like steal your turn. A lot of players use it in the sense where they cancel a down poke into it just to condition their opponent. I don't think that's really going to work too hard on a player like Wild Cowboy. Whoa, big punish here, gets around that ground eruption. Right now, Titanium Tigers is trying to party. No punish here from Wound Cowboy, but look at the spacing. Walking back, it is Whip City for Wound Cowboy. Finds himself in a bad situation here. Titanium Tiger just throws him around like a rag doll, and he is looking to make this comeback here. This slight deficit in games. Chucking the interactable.
I love to go for that. He's been at such great ranges. Interrupting things with the up skulls, Wound Cowboy, and now back to a little bit of escape control. Okay, maybe not for long.
That barely became active. That barely became active in time. It was like just there, like neck and neck, like photo finish.
That's definitely unsafe. The back is definitely unsafe. Yeah. Typically you do it at range, and so you don't see that very often, but that was close.
Yeah, right next to him. And, I don't think Wound was expecting it. He was trying to just check him. Wasn't expecting any kind of punish. But, yeah, that range, David, you're absolutely right. It could have been a big punish. And Tigers, again, I feel like he's looking for, a type of player that he's not playing against here. Short hop kick. Very, very quick. Hard to see here. Oh, that move is so active. It's everywhere. Short hop kick from Shao Kahn.
Oh, he did go for the follow-up.
Yeah, that's going to surprise And that's going to surprise you there. Super unsafe, but again, you don't know, is it your turn to swing? Do you have to wait for it? And if you wait for it, it never comes. You know, you give your opponent another turn to swing and do whatever they want. Tries to go for a charge here, but the amplified corpse drop. Oh, that's going to be a big crushing blow as he just caves his face in.
I think there's been 3 spears, so we see him fishing around for the KB string.
Could be fishing around for that string, but I don't know if Wild Cowboy's going to give
stay
him the
away.
opportunity.
Just try to stay away. Chip off a little bit more life here. It's getting close. Okay, absolutely he has 3 now. Getting here. Yeah, he's looking for it for sure.
Looking for the string. Oh, tries to go for the fatal blow, but Wild Cowboy in time before those armor abilities come into play here. Now, the clock is ticking, 18 seconds left. He's got to make something happen here. Just went for it like a crazy person.
He's still alive.
Did have the bar broke away. He's still alive. This is down to
it's a huge chance. Look at the time as well, and it is enough. Barely time on the clock, barely life left on the top right, and it is enough to tie it up 2-2.
He goes for the most disrespectful Combat League-esque thing. Oh man, this is just straight disrespect. You don't disrespect your OGs like this. Wild Cowboy is definitely not going to be taking this lane down. He was furious. He let that game, that set winning scenario slip through his fingers as Shao Kahn just slipped in between those ground eruption shots. There went hope for a 3-1 victory, but Wild Cowboy is not out of this yet. This is going to be a Game 5 scenario, final game to determine this first of 3 to see who moves on in this bracket. Oh man, what a set we have here. What a set between these players. I mean, Shao Kahn, really? We're seeing Shao Kahn out here playing against, I mean, look, this is Titanium Tigers, one of the best players out there. Very versatile. Very talented, pretty aggressive, but you know, I feel like he does what he needs to do to succeed in whatever game he's playing with, whereas Wild Cowboy is a little bit more the opposite. Even in a game like Mortal Kombat X, where a lot of people are just like, oh, offense, Wild Cowboy was able to, you know, find a way to slow things down, find a way to play that game. And Wound was you know, seen as one of the best Mortal Kombat X players, on top of being one of the best Mortal Kombat 9 and Injustice 1 players. So, you know, he's always able to find a way to play to his style, play to his strengths. Right now, Titanium Tigers with a huge lead here does get down 2. What a conversion. Wild Cowboy recognizing that down 2 hit high enough to convert into some even bigger damage here. Ground Eruptions does catch him off guard here. Throw in the spear. Shao Kahn trying to make some kind of connection, trying to get some super plus frames on it. The corpse drops just trying to, you know, keep Shao Kahn in check. And Titanium Tigers throwing all caution to the wind as he just leaps in with that hammer. You gotta watch your toes, you gotta watch your feet there. That amplified corpse drop hitting as a low.
Here finally is the connection. And he caught the back down, chased it. No, but the drop just allows Wild Cowboy to get a grab and restart this zoning game. He's got one offensive bar, can absolutely control things. Here, another connection.
The corpse drop
but no amplified.
Drop in range.
Look at the time again, 25. Again, that was 3 spears in that round, so he comes into this match point situation, locked on that KB up close if he can find it. Wound. Not quite next to the corner yet. Here's a chance for punish. Only escape failed. No big deal though. Those spears actually have worked.
Oh yeah, it's a really advantageous position after it hits. Wild Cowboy with a textbook punish here. Doesn't punish that down 2 on whiff though. Very, very interesting. A player like Wound definitely a little shooken up in this scenario. Good call out of that breakaway there. Cashing in as much damage as possible with that down 2. Goes for the flawless blockable string there. Dangerous stuff. But again, Titanium Tigers not trying to take the risk in case he gets into something else.
He's taking some risks there though.
Definitely taking
a risk there, that's for sure.
You see it here going up for a ride, 26%, but you know, Shang Tsung not a high damage.
No way, that was so sick. The damage will come out. Is it going to be enough? No, but very close.
Oh, Titanium Tigers, he got flawless blocks, but because of that, he minimized the chip. Wild Cowboy. Oh, it's not enough because Shao Kahn's got extra damage. He's got extra health, I mean. He's got extra health. He lives to see another day, but wow, Cowboy dropping that corpse drop here. And it all came down to that clutch, super duper clutch, flawless block scenario. Had he not flawless blocked that, he would have gotten chipped out. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
All out was correct on the corpse drop there. Up skulls immediately after means One Cowboy's got space. He's picking a lot of great spots. Yes, again, as Tigers really wants to get back in. I love the forward approach. Sometimes that's what seals the deal to make zoning work. You never know when the opponent's gonna go in. This time Tigers did know. He's got the down two.
I mean, what a call out here. He saw him.
No,
I don't know.
It's 440.
He's scared. He's scared of getting armor broken. He's holding onto that meter, but Titanium Tiger's quick to come off that meter. Breakaway immediately. Titanium Tigers with these down two so incredible reads. I mean, he knows exactly when those throws and highs are coming his way. Fatal blow is on the table, though. Titanium Tigers can seal the deal with a successful hit here, so Wound Cowboy is extra wary about this. He knows for a fact that he's willing. This is a player, an opponent that is willing to just let it rip. Wound Cowboy getting the hit, but of course it's not enough damage for that conversion situation. Tries to go for a fake throw instead, went for the auto shimmy. The one.
Oh my god, I can't.
This is insane.
That's so many
this is
correct
down to
calls.
the wire. Hits the throw, and that's gonna be Titanium Tigers going a little extra hard there with the throw mix, and even harder with this fatality. Titanium Tigers advances over Wound Cowboy.
Fatality.
It hurts. It hurts knowing that Wound Cowboy had like a game-winning scenario in game number 4, and like just down to the wire here. Even in this final game, like these guys went back and forth. That comeback there in round number 2, game 5. Wound Cowboy with that super clutch flawless block. Like that flawless block meant everything. Titanium Tigers was so sure, I just got to do this string, cancel into this special move, and he is dead. The only thing he could have done was flawless block, and it was perfect. It was perfect. Man, what a set. I'm sorry for the rest of the night, but that is going to be a tough set to follow, man. That went down to the wire. And again, you got to remember Titanium Tigers is playing Shao Kahn, and he just beat Wound Cowboy in top 8 in North America. So all you Shao Kahn players out there, hope you're taking notes, because Titanium Tigers is showing you how to succeed with this character. I mean, yeah, sure. It's a character you don't see as often. So I feel like,
Yeah.
whenever you're a low tier hero, you're like, well, nobody knows the matchup. He could punish that. He could punish that. He could punish that. He didn't know. If he knew what I knew, that wouldn't have worked. And so, yeah, we get that. But it is really, really cool to see Tigers playing a character that we barely get to see.
Look, it wasn't so long ago that people thought that Shiva was bad as well. So I'm not saying that that's going to happen for Shao
Uh,
Kahn, to be clear, everybody. But,
that's true.
you
That's
baby!
true.
All right, let's talk about the merch that we have for sale. If you head over to
That's right.
Amazon.com, you can go to /Mortal Kombat and see what's up. We got t-shirts. We got other stuff going on there as well. You can see some of the shirts, though. Melina, Sub-Zero, Scorp for the different leagues, too. You can rep your realm by going to Amazon.com/Mortal Kombat, seeing what they got on deck, and picking up some of that stuff for yourself. So we've seen the first round. We've seen winner's side, a little shorter than usual because, again, Too Easy isn't here. He had to go to Ukraine, and that means that DJT automatically gets moved into winners finals. So that side didn't happen. But this will be DJT versus Plus is not real in winners finals. You can see losers round 2, King Gambler, Unfazed Moses as well. Super close set versus Nubcakes. And then Tigers will actually move on past Too Easy yet again. Shout out to Too Easy. Obviously, fantastic player, just had other obligations. And that means that Tigers will play against either King Gambler or Unfazed Moses. All that's to come, though. First, we are going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the rest of NA West in just a little bit. Everybody, welcome back to the NA West Top 8. We've been through round number 1. We've already seen some good matches. We got more matches coming up for you in just a little bit. What's going on, Darth Arma?
A lot of great matches. I mean, I'm still I'm still shaking about that incredible set between Wound Cowboy and Titanium Tigers. I mean, to
Yeah.
go down to the wire so many times, and again, it's just like you painted a great clash of two worlds. You got the OG from MK9,
Mm.
super zone heavy, super defensive versus the young gun, the newer player. Titanium Tigers making the breakthrough during Injustice 2, a big breakthrough in MK11, especially as a streamer that can play all these different characters. And it's just so cool seeing them, clash. On top of that, you had the fact that Titanium Tigers was playing only Shao Kahn. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't get any hyper than that. I feel like everyone says that Shao is seen as like the worst character in the game. I mean, is that still true? I don't know.
Are you asking
Titanium
me? Because
Tigers.
I feel like I
I'm asking the
upplayed him compared
world.
to what everybody else says, but
Okay,
in any
okay.
in any case, I don't think that he's fantastic. What I do think is fantastic is the PlayStation 4 and the open series that it does. Thanks to them, as always, the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition is presented by PS4 Tournaments. There are weekly competitions for all skill levels here. You can compete against friends and rivals, get unique rewards. Head over to the PlayStation 4 Competition Center at compete.playstation.com, sign in with your PSN ID, and you can easily see a list of available PS4 tournaments to sign up for. A lot of cool things out there. Please check it out. Here's what we have going on our side of things. Again, winners finals will be DJT versus Plus is Not Real. First, though, we're going to get to loser's side. King Gambler versus Unfazed Moses will be starting things off. And then the winner of that will be playing against Titanium Tigers. Again, just to reiterate, if you weren't here before, too easy, super awesome player. Unfortunately, had some other things he needs to do. He's headed to Ukraine for the We Play event. So he had to bow out after making winners semifinals. That's cool, though. We still have a lot of great stuff to watch. Gambler versus Moses is coming up next. And again, to talk about these players and where they are in terms of points, what we're trying to do is get into the top 16 among all points earners in order to make the finals week. King Gambler is coming into this 6th overall in points. He's already in a pretty good spot. Unfazed Moses has no points. He didn't have any points before this top 8, and he moves forward. His quote was, "Keep moving forward," and he does that. So we're looking forward to seeing him, but also I'm really excited now to see Gambler with Devora. He told us to expect Devora as well as Nightwolf. I want to see what variation we're looking at.
Yeah, but a lot of different, abilities to kind of equip in here. So we got some normals in here: Parasite, Deadly Swarm, and that word I'm not going to even try to pronounce.
Yeah, I like what the extra normals do for her, getting a little bit more damage in some situations where she couldn't otherwise, threatening a little bit different than she could otherwise.
See that spacing? It's like he knew exactly where low slide was going to end and able to connect a bug thanks to that recovery. And it's not even a lot of recovery frames coming out of there. That's going to be the overhead. A little bit more risky there, but again, you want to kind of throw that wrench into your opponent's defense, keep them on their toes, keep them guessing. Here, right now going for a ride, but Unfazed Moses decides instead of getting aggressive, tries to back up, and you gotta watch out. Devora, really good jumper in terms of horizontal range. That means she's so, at a lot of different ranges, she's just one jump in away from connecting that little stinger and going into, full string, a full combo. So you gotta think twice about, how, when can she actually jump in. A lot closer, it's a lot closer, or, a lot farther than you think. Flawless blocking that gap. Moses showing everybody that he does know the matchup, does know the string patterns, and what does have a gap in it. So, he's gonna kind of keep Gambler on his toes a little bit here. Beautiful conversion right into that interactable big boot right to the face.
Taking control here big time. Moses does have defensive bars in case the launch comes again.
Gambler's lockdown situation.
I love his mid-range play. What a duck right there. Again, as you said, he clearly knows the matchup.
Yep, he knows the strings in and outs, properties, gaps, the whole 9 yards.
Gambler staying very safe right there. Look at the threat. They both had that fatal. Can he get there? No, neither one.
Keep it safe, trying to keep it safe, but
yes!
That is not.
I really like. No, but I love watching this D'Vorah. This is the first D'Vorah that I've seen in quite a while that does not have teleport. Very commonly that you see D'Vorah with teleport, you don't see the character very often. But when you do, especially at this kind of tournament level of play, I feel like most commonly there's teleport in there. Instead, he's got the Parasite String. He's got the Oki Bug. He's got the down, whatever it's called. Super Swarm, Deadly Swarm, something like that. I don't remember offhand, but
one that comes out from the ground.
Yeah. So it's just a different look, and it's cool to see.
I mean, yeah, I feel like a lot of people go for the teleport just for the mobility, you know, at any range, especially because D'Vorah is not really like a zoner. She's like a setup character, you know, so I feel like the teleport really closes the gap. But I definitely agree here with Gambler. I mean, if you got a great jump in, do you really need a teleport to get around some zoning or mid-screen options? The answer might be no. Gambler showing it off here. D'Vorah looking incredible here. Those extended pokes, those long-reaching pokes are just so pesky to deal with. Gonna amplify there to make it nice and safe as unfazed Moses getting some damage wherever he can.
And it's bouncing up over time here.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It adds up.
So here's Gambler. Not quite there. It was kind of a funky situation. But there he is, right? As Moses was trying to walk backwards. He was not on the block.
What an anti-air here. Right out the gate. A reversal timed stand 1. Just kind of stops D'Vorah there fast enough to hit as an anti-air. Again, it's all about the spacing and timing. You got to be real precise with those anti-airs. Of course, King Gambler can play against that. Maybe next time he goes in with a big jump and kick to stop that specific anti-air. It's all about the mind. It's all about, you know, what options your opponents are going for. Great projectiles.
At this range right here. You know, at about maximum range, maybe just outside of maximum range for her. Kind of threatened. Oh, button interrupting here on that one for Moses. Getting good damage on this too, into great range for himself. Tough spot now for Gambler. Yeah, there it is. You know, he had done a good job of threading the needle between just kind of outside of slide, that like maximum slide distance. But there, ran right into it, and it's going to be game for Moses.
That was two completely different games. I mean, Moses being in complete control there at the end. I feel like Gambler never really got, you know, those jump ins that he got in that first game. Again, it coming down to, you know, being able to make that connection, confirm into damage, especially with a character like Noob, who's, you know, always utilizing those mid to full screen options. Whether that's, you know, the low slide or those really extended normals. Right now, King Gambler's just trying to cut his losses, or you know, the fact that he's at 1-1 right now. He doesn't want to dive too deep into an unfavorable situation. And here, knowing that he does have the ability to change, although Unfazed Moses is probably not going to change away from Noob Saibot. King Gambler does go with his Night Wolf pick here, and this is going to have the bird that does the debuff. He had that equipped there. So I wonder how that's going to play. Yeah, I wonder how that's going to play into this matchup here. I mean, Noob isn't specifically. Actually, he is offensive meter dependent if he wants to keep his attacks safe. You know, on block. You know, he wants to amplify the low slide for the pushback and to make sure that, you know, he's in a safe distance away. So I definitely see the utility here.
Great situation here. Oh, Gambler getting maybe a little bit too movement heavy there as Unfazed Moses knocked him back. Looking good. I really like where Moses is standing. I like where he's fighting from a lot. He's backing off to really comfortable ranges for himself pretty consistently. And you said that Hana's Wrath wasn't, you know, you weren't super sure why that's here. It hasn't really come into play yet.
No, it hasn't. I mean, he tried to, but every time it connected, like he attempted it, he either got jumped in on, or, you know, Unfazed Moses was able to just kind of slow down the pace. And right now he is running away with this. King Gambler getting hit left and right as, you know, these normal strings just come at him. And right now he's getting a little desperate here, going for that charge. Didn't commit to that jump in. Oh man, and had he
Swinging
committed
for the
to that
fences big time.
Oh yeah, no, definitely swinging here. But had he committed to that one jump in, I feel like he committed to everything else except that one jump in that hit. And you know, that could have been a completely different story. You know, it could have been fatal blow scenario for, you know, some big damage into any kind of, you know, mix up afterwards or throw loops. But Unfazed Moses punishing that string perfectly there at the end, again showing and demonstrating his knowledge, his vast knowledge of the game, matchups, knowing your opponent's or possible opponent's strings in and out. Again, the properties, the gaps, your options. You gotta know your options. That's where you gotta hit the lab. And Moses, I definitely see as a player who is a lab monster, super lab monster.
He's been ready for a lot of stuff.
I haven't really seen anything catch him by surprise.
Right.
Round 1.
So back to the same matchup, Noob versus Nightwolf. It honestly looked pretty tough for Gambler to move into ranges he wanted to be in. Here, at least it does connect. And he gets the whip punish. Okay, Gambler has the corner just like that. Nice, in there. Now, no offensive bar, but in the corner he gets that anyway.
Yeah, I love the scenarios where like you can't avoid that deep. You know, Gambler backs up, throws out that hawk, and you know you're forced to block it in the best case scenario for you. You're forced to block it, and Gambler in that nice little range. You know, just in case you do up 3 or do anything crazy, he's backing up and just making sure he's, you know, not in any kind of real danger.
Round 2.
It was a big chase for Gambler. He really had to go all the way to the one side of the stage, all the way to the other, chasing Unfazed Moses. But yeah, and again, he starts it off really well, doing that same thing. No breakaway as all the way to the corner, and now he's stuck here. Moses is in trouble.
Breakaway.
I've just gotten out of it, I guess.
Damage there for Moses, 40%, like for a bar. That's so good here. Nice little down poke here from King Gambler, recognizing his hits, recognizing he is at a super hit advantage. So much damage, and just like that, summoning that eagle. I wonder if, and I'm gonna assume that it does, if you have that debuff on and you go into a last breath scenario, does it not give you last breath, and do you just die?
No, I think it does. In fact, I think we saw that. I think we saw that in the previous round. I think it does still let you do last breath. You just can't actively use your meter.
Okay, so it just shuts off meter. Yeah, it shuts off meter, so you know you have no access to wake up attacks. You have no access to breakaway if you're getting comboed. But still,
yeah.
The fact that it happens even if you block it, and the fact that it's mid, it's such a good, you know, on paper, you know, just from knowing that, I wasn't too sure about this move, but this custom move, my eyes are definitely open to this because of King Gambler. And, you know, that's really cool. Like to be a top level player, a pro player, who can say like, I put this on the map, like people do this or people are scared of this because of me, like that is super awesome. And I love to see it. I love to see it.
We're coming into the final game in this set. One of them will go out of the tournament after this. We got King Gambler, Unfazed Moses coming back on the same character, of course. Same variation.
Fight.
See if he can continue escaping. I feel like a lot of the last game was him staying away, trying to stay away anyway. And King Gambler just doing a great job of chasing.
Yeah, chasing, again, those jump-ins have been really key for it. Oh, taking away that meter. A nice poke back here from Unfazed Moses, definitely knowing it's his turn after blocking 2 low pokes. Or 2 crouching pokes. Trying to avoid that starfish as much as possible. Young Unfazed Moses trying to stay back. Just kind of throw out those little clones and just kind of challenge he's facing over and over again. What a hit confirm, and again, knowing exactly when that breakaway is coming and cashing in as big as possible with that down two, knowing that the max damage was coming out. Whoa, what an anti-air projectile. Scary stuff here.
But if Gambler finds 2 hits, he can absolutely do this.
Oh yeah, no question about that. But that's gonna be a big jumping 3 right to the face. Unfazed Moses on the match point here. Just needs one more round here, and again decides to hold up forward at round start, getting the damage there. But unfortunately, weren't able. I don't think he had the meter there to cash in for more damage.
Here we go, take it firm. Oh, and the arrow. Tried to create some pressure for himself. He had the Hannes Wrath in that situation before. Oh, what a counter focus. I love the timing of this from Moses. First kind of stolen situation like that in a while for him. He's got this corner, harassing. And tried to bring out the jump punch, but not in time as Moses takes it 3 games to 2 over Gambler. What a great set that was. A lot of back and forth in that one.
Yeah, really good. And again, the switch over to Nightwolf, determining the match, of course, or the outcome of this match. And Gambler just falling a little behind there. I guess he just didn't feel super confident with Devora after games. Yeah. You know, and just kind of said, I'm not losing and I'm not winning at the scenario. Let me try again with a different character. And, you know, it's got a little bit of a different flair than most other characters, and a mechanic that's so unique. And I feel like it's a very MK11 type of mechanic. You know, you see it in some other customizable loadouts. I know Terminator has a grenade that he can throw to, you know, perform the same debuff, you know, where you go yellow and you don't have access to any of your meter moves. But again, it's something that's very unique, and it's cool. It's cool to see a little bit of
It was definitely fun to watch.
thing
But
there.
I think that in particular, I'm impressed with Moses. Again, he came into this saying, I'm hyped to be able to fight Nubkicks, a solid player in top 8, just going to try my best no matter the result. This is the phrasing of somebody who, like, wasn't sure they were going to make it any farther, right? Like, I feel like that's like what you say in that situation. And he's continuing to move on. It is awesome to see. Congrats to him to continue in this bracket.
Yeah, man, positivity, trying to be positive, and you know, it just all flows. And right now, Moses is on fire. You know what else is fire? These Astro headsets. We want to give a big thank you to Astro Gaming. Guys, make sure you check out our official audio partner of the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition Tour. Remember, all the caster audio is powered by Astro for the entirety of the season. So if you guys want to find out more, head over to the website. You guys can visit astrogaming.com to see all of their officially licensed PlayStation audio products. A lot of great things there. Treat yourself, get yourself a nice Astro for your setup, for your Zoom calls, or just for hanging out, listening to streams, listening to music, whatever it is. Astro's the way to go. So visit that website. And we're getting down to the nitty gritty here, David. A lot of good players are out of this, you know, aggressive top 8. Everyone coming out here to get those points. This is what these guys want. They're trying to get those points. They're trying to get into that top 16, because once you get into that top 16, you are in the money. You qualify for that regional finals, $10,000 prize pool on the line. But first, you got to qualify. First, you got to get there. DJT, who's not really a newcomer in the sense he's been in the scene for a very long time, dating all the way back to the MK9 days, but this is going to be his first appearance at all in the Mortal Kombat Pro Competition for NA. And we're going to see a little bit of him a little bit later. Right now, oh no, I'm sorry, his match is up right now.
It's right now. He's got winners finals right now. Yeah, he's only played Rain, in fact. That's what he said in the chat. So I'm super excited to see this. For a player who is as precise in movement as he is, I love the choice of Rain. This character has amazing block dashing. And DJT, you know, thinking back to things like in MK9 days, he just is so good at taking a character like Cyrex in that game, playing without kind of the approach, the grounded approach, and you have to play like that with Brain. And I love that. I think this is a super cool choice for him. Now the explosivity is not there. I don't mean to compare the two characters otherwise, but in that way, kind of grounded approach. Yeah, I get it.
I think it was more, about that crazy damage output, and we definitely saw it a lot from DJT in the early days of Mortal Kombat 11 when he was playing Baraka, was gutted equipped. So, he was about being patient, wait your turn. Once I get that hit, I am going to be doing massive damage. Loading over to the other side. Away from Cabal here, we have Plus is not real, rocking, we saw him do great with Cabal there, getting around a lot of things King Gambler is throwing his way. Throwing some projectiles. DJT just being real patient, ducking under them, not going too nuts, not going too crazy here. Light gas combos thanks to the corner, a little bit more damage, and that is swinging on. Just swinging, swinging. Forward 2-2 from Cabal.
Round 2.
And just like that, nice little confirm, no problem at all here for Plus is not real. What a flawless block for DJT. Seen as a really good anti-air in this game. Flawless block up 2-ing your opponent every time they try to jump in, but you gotta know the timing.
Here's DJT's first big chance for pressure. He's got the corner, and just like that, Plus is not real challenges, he gets out. Wow, unfortunate for him, but DJT took advantage of it.
The down one challenges here from Plus is not real. Goes for the full string. Definitely negative after that, but still willing to swing. And I think that's what DJT is realizing here. Recognizing what he's got in front of him. And that's going to be a nice conversion. That's what's so good about Cabal, is his ability to convert from all these, strange situations. Like down folks hitting somebody that's airborne. You go into quick grab, you go into Nomad Dash. There's so many options you have there. And DJT just throwing those kicks all over the place here, and it's definitely a safe move, and it's kind of one of those why not moves, just in case they're not, anticipating it or don't think you're going to cancel into it.
Like gas, they'll come to the rescue here.
Oh yeah, mobility 101.
Out of those situations. I mean, he made the right call there, but he hasn't. He's saving that defensive bar.
Getting a little tricky there with that ground pound rain. Checking some interactables, the smoke bomb for a potential combo situation. That is just a nomad dash that, again, you're throwing all caution to the wind here. This is DJT. I mean, we got some OGs in here, and we've got two extremely defensive OGs. DJT going for a ride thanks to that hook grab, thanks to that hook slam at the end. Possibly looking for a breakaway attempt, as it is the breakable move, the armor breaking in Cabal's set.
Wow, those early
hit behind him!
Okay, yeah, DJT ends
down 2.
Right, yeah, what
that was
early anti-air, and he definitely was right about it.
And also the fact that Cabal's, jump and kick, you don't want to mess with that thing. I mean, it's so active, so in your face, so extended. A lot of scenarios where it's just going to be doing work here.
I am thinking about that Nomad Dash, though, even though it was still close otherwise. That just is maybe a sign that Plus is not as comfortable hanging out and playing slowly. Whereas DJT is among the most comfortable of fighting game players at hanging out and playing slowly. He will just walk and block. He'll just, whatever the slow play is that he needs to do, that's what he'll go for. Again, still very close, right? It just might be a different style. However, I am curious to see how that evolves as this match goes on, whether DJT can create more of those situations where the opponent feels uncomfortable and wants to make some rash decision. Plus, back to the same character.
Round 1.
Walk and block is definitely the name of DJT's bread and butter. I mean, walk, block, and wait for that scenario. Although Rain's not, this crazy damaging character like Cyrex or Baraka, You know, it's still, I think it's just a character that makes him feel comfortable with movement. You know, he's got a great backdash, the wave dash is insane. I mean, this character moves literally like water by design. Oh, trying to snipe him out of the sky, but Cabal throwing that projectile just in time to stop that arc.
The down two has really been coming into play a lot.
Yeah, man, he's waiting for the opportunity. He's not throwing it out like willy-nilly. You know, even a down two as great and as fast as Reigns, it does not have any invincibility properties or any vulnerable properties. So, you know, it's all about timing. It is all about that timing. Slam, to kind of throw him over to the other side. Just gonna be swinging around here. Plus is not real. Definitely more comfortable in this round. Having a bigger life lead, but even though he has a life lead, still willing to just go in, and DJT reacting to that jump in and just sniping him out of the sky again. There it is, when a player is too defensive. Holding onto that block button, you gotta throw that wrench into their defense. Go for that throw. Go for those overhead. Just to keep him guessing. That beautiful punish. A beautiful call out. I mean, he was looking for either up 3 or up 2. Again, both options are actually just punishable on the block.
DJT still pressuring here. Plus grab. DJT no resources. And I didn't even notice that was throw KP on Dick. Wow, I guess he just couldn't. He didn't have the life to absorb.
No, he definitely did not. I mean, it was a big jumping kick. He was hoping that maybe a jumping punch or, you know, wake up or you know, some meaty buttons were coming his way. But yeah, definitely depleted that life right away.
DJT in a comfortable spot. Up 3 yet again. Plus is not real. Has done that a few times, not just in this match, but last time we saw Cabal as well.
Heard it. Gotta escape from those throw attempts here. Just getting checked there. Plus is real. Biding his time, waiting for it. DJT making the best of a situation here, trying to press those buttons on his wake up. And again, just keeping him in check, keeping him completely controlled. What a throw tech here from DJT, and why not? Here comes those flurries of kicks as Rain just trying to get some damage wherever he can, and that's DJT calculating what he needs to win in that scenario. I mean, he didn't need a full combo, but he did need something more than just a poke. So again, you're going to be throwing that move out there. That move, pretty good in terms of risk reward. You're not risking much, and you're getting something pretty good, some decent damage. Good setup on you know, Oki. You know, you can jump over the other side, making up whiff. Might be seeing some Kano. We saw a little bit of this before. Yeah, we saw a little bit of this before against King Gambler, and then you know, eventually opted to switch away from Kano into Cabal. So now he's going to be playing to something a little bit more different. I think having a command grab against a very defensive style type of player is definitely really good. Command grabs in this game are just insane. I mean, so many. Even though, you know, Kato's is not a mid command grab like some broken characters, but, you know, still very useful to kind of just, you know, keep your opponent, you know, in check. You know, if they're just gonna block and block and block, and they're very good at reacting to throw tag, which DJT is. I mean, he's been doing it since MK9. Oh, that could have been a crazy conversion from a wake up 3 from Plus is not real. That's a big whiff right in front of DJT. You don't want to do that. You don't want to whiff in front of anybody with skills like this. Here comes the mid, the meaties all over him.
I really like this backing off from DJT. He's got the ability to strike back in so quickly whenever he wants to. You can see, yeah, backing off yet again. Ready for the whip punish, ready to just maybe control space. That's cool too either way.
Oh, and that could have been a bigger punish there. DJT getting around that throw because he actually got hit by the tick portion of that tick throw setup. You don't want to jump in there, but if you are jumping in there, being airborne is probably better than being grounded, because while you're grounded, a lot more of a hit stun and more of a recognizable guaranteed pop-up situation for Kano when your acid-filled body blows up.
This is again the kind of impatience I think that we saw when Cabal did the full screen no dash, right? Same kind of idea.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, just because if it was any other character with like not as good of movement or backdash, it would have been a good thing to do. Because most people in that scenario back off, they panic, and they let go of block. But DJT was able to wave dash far away so fast that he was able to switch back to defense. Oh man, this guy is running away with this Kano with the command grab, the down one acid. DJT, I don't know if you can make this comeback because your opponent is really far away from you. All he needs is one knife throw, and the knife throw recovers so quickly, fast enough to block that perfectly timed jump from DJT. So you gotta think of another approach. I mean, this is Kano knife throw. This thing recovers so quickly. Can he make this 3-0 comeback? Hits the overhead. Follow up afterwards. DJT fighting back with his invulnerable options.
That shit again. DJT out of there. Put himself into the flames.
I think because he whiffed that down one, he wasn't able to connect the combo. That is such a heartbreaker here. Oh, he's neutral jump one. Very strange.
Yeah, ball is locked up.
Literally. Yeah, oh yeah. So good. Overhead. Oh my god, DJT blocked leave! That is the crushing blow requirement. And you know, one of the, I'd say the most criticized crushing blow requirement, because that's not the only move that has that specific requirement, but a lot of people don't like the fact that, you know, the requirement is in the hands of your opponent and that it's completely out of your control. But again, that one is if you block too late, and DJT trying to react to the movement, trying to react to something, holding on a block and just getting his face kicked in. Crushing blow for big damage. Plus is real. Looking to make this comeback here with Kano. Just switching gears completely. Betting it all on this character, knowing that DJT could switch to something else. Could switch to Baraka or any of the other characters he's playing. Again, really good player. I mean, his first try here, making it all the way to winners finals. Of course, with a little help from Too Easy. But still, like he look, before that he made it into top 8 winners, no problem playing Rain. The rift that's going to be stopping all projectiles coming his way. That's going to be punished. No, he let go of block. It was a huge punishable situation, and DJT getting a little too impatient. This is not the DJT I'm used to seeing here.
Moving forward? Okay, well, it did end up working out.
Yeah,
but
the acid doesn't last very
long.
long.
Here. Look at this. Moving in, we had seen so much ranged play, so much mid-screen play, whip punishing type style. Yeah, he backs off just perfectly at that moment. But that pressure, the complete difference in style is why he now is at match point.
1,000,000% in his head, rent-free, knowing exactly where those buttons are coming, where the whip city's coming. Big jumping kick, and of course, gonna go regular follow-up string here. Gets hit with the overhead from Kano. Definitely good overhead. You don't get too much, and it's not super fast, but the situation afterwards. Kano. We'll swing in there with that spit string. DJT trying to jump. DJT again getting clipped to your bum. That overhead. Tries to go for the tip throw, but able to recover before DJT can swing. It's definitely one of the more faster recovering command grabs on whip. Back 3, it's going to be a nice mid. Definitely saved on block though. That's going to be plus. And DJT able to backdash away from the down one check. That's got to be a little bit demoralizing here. Gonna throw up that rift, trying to minimize this chip damage anywhere he can. Of course, this Kano doesn't have Molotov equipped. He can only go for fire. He amplifies that acid on it. DJT down to nothing here in this round. Can he make this comeback? He can get him
running out of space.
Crazy.
Look, at least DJT got plus most of the way to the corner.
Final round. Fight.
See if he continues to chase. The block was there. This time the punish is there. Now breaking away, his plus is not real, but still DJT right back in there. Escape failed as well. Rain has both sides.
The rift, throwing up the rift here. Oh, here comes the waves towards him, and DJT again, so good at going in, putting himself at negative, but being able to backdash out of there. That's a big crushing blow, 30%. So much damage. Oh no, this looks like it is curtains for Plus is not real. This is tough. Definitely Plus.
Ah, man, even Kano forward one doesn't quite have the range and the speed compared to where Rain can be.
I mean,
And just like that, DJT moves himself into grand finals.
You never know where Rain is. He's just able to just kind of move in and out so fluidly there with the wave dashing, back dashing. It just so it complements that mobility so much. And you know, someone who's basing their gameplay around their normals, their footsies, movement is key. Movement is key to finding those scenarios, and that's what we saw there. We saw DJT using that movement, going in and out, and just kind of baiting his opponent to, you know, rely on those buttons, hit those buttons, and punish him for it. Punish him for it before he could block, and that's whip punishing 101. That's what we saw all throughout that set. So DJT finds himself in grand finals.
Exactly right. Yeah. Again, DJT. I'm very happy that he has finally joined one of these things. He's going to need to do it at least a couple more times, probably at least one more time, depending on what the results are today. But great to see that he's in here. Not surprised to see that he's doing as well as he is.
Oh yeah, man. Top two for DJT first try out here. I mean, that's quite a statement. That's quite a statement.
Pretty good.
And he can definitely do it. So we want to give a big shout out to and remind everyone about PlayStation 4. The Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition is presented by PS4 Tournaments, so you can check out the PS4 Tournament Open Series. PS4 tournaments are weekly competitions for all skill levels. You guys can compete against your friends and rivals for unique rewards. You can visit PlayStation 4 Competition Center, the one destination that has Mortal Kombat content that gives you an inside look at how top players play, and you get to see some tips and tricks for players of all skill levels. All you got to do is go to compete.playstation.com, sign in with your PSN ID, and you can see all the tournaments that are available there. Not just Mortal Kombat, not just fighting games, a lot of different gaming genres. So if you're a competitive player, definitely head on over there to see what they got in store for you. A lot of fun to be had in competing. I mean, this is why we're here. We're competitors. We love to compete. We love, you know, that environment. So if you're watching, you love it on some aspect too. So get out there, compete, and more importantly, have fun. I mean, this is what it's all about.
Fun one coming up next in loser semifinals between Titanium Tiger and Unfazed Moses. Yes, here's the bracket. Tigers has been up here before. This is somebody who's doing well this year, and no surprise. Again, he's 5th overall in points coming into this thing. Shao Kahn for him all weekend. Whereas for Unfazed Moses, these are his first points of the MKPK. And in doing so, not only top 8, not only 7th, not only 5th, but at least 4th place. So already a great showing, but here he is trying to keep that going, trying to control space, trying to pressure maybe versus Shao Kahn.
Round 1, fight.
Here we go. Okay, so we got the air hammer, ground hammer.
Yeah, the air hammer I feel like is going to be a complete counter pick to, you know, the low shadow slide from the side off. Just going to have an option that's not really going to, you know, most people like to jump in on that and get past it, but of course it's very, very risky.
Great to see the 1-1 right there, rather than letting Tigers just topple over.
Slide just outside of range here. And Tiger's definitely okay with that trade, especially with that crushing blow coming right out of there. Doesn't amplify it there, so kind of just able to get away with, you know, scot-free with that scenario. Oh, didn't think he'd extend the string there by canceling. Oh my god, it whiffed! It whiffed! A short hop kick. Very, very fast. A lot of people were upplaying that in the chat a little bit, saying, hey, it's fast, even if you're playing offline. Definitely a quick quick little overhead hit. He's very sneaky. This arsenal of Chao. Throwing spears right over the head, and that's going to be a flawless block.
Just to get that extra frame advantage for a little bit more. Jumping over, can he get there in time? He tried for the high, and it's down to crush. Tigers is just sliding into him.
Wow, so much damage, nearly 50% in that scenario. That's going to be a punish. Bro, escape there, backing off. Smart move here from Titanium Tigers. Not sure what that anti-air attempt was, possibly an input error. Backing off. Keeping nice and low, keeping a low profile, chilling out, but not watching that one. Getting cooked there. Titanium Tigers needs to make something happen as he just gets decimated here by that brutality. Amplified low slide from Noob Saibot, just leaving nothing but a hammer and a pile of blood that used to be known as Shao Kahn. Titanium Tigers has the entire roster at his disposal, at his hand, in his portfolio. But I don't think we're going anywhere else.
This man's going back to Shao Kahn. Yeah, he's going back to Shao Kahn.
Is a man of his word, okay? Can't fault him on that.
He said,
man.
Yeah, he said, here's his quote. He said, I used only Shao and will be using only Shao for the tourney, lol.
I'm surprised he didn't add
the lol's in there. Important part of that statement is the lol.
That just speaks to his character, you know, who he is as a player. He's someone who you know, has fun as, you know, he competes with some of the best players out there. I mean, he's beaten all calibers of players in different tournament settings. Obviously more online than offline, as, you know, geographically it's a little bit harder for Tigers, you know, when offline was a thing, to get out to all these events, but still everybody knows him as a threat.
Really trying to outrange that slide, you can see. And Moses moving up into a range where he can confidently try the zone. Try to control space, maybe is a better way to phrase it. Tigers, yeah, there it is, exactly what he's looking for. Just outside of the slide where he can get the punish. Oh! He actually didn't even have defensive bar just in case.
Called it out, man. Called out that armor breaking on that comes the properties from Shao Kahn. Forward throw to kind of keep the corner positioning here. Tigers not trying to check there, but like we saw, it is punishment. So every time you see that back three, you gotta wonder, was it actually safe? Did he just get away with murder? Because nobody knows how to fight Shao Kahn, because everyone says that's definitely an input error. That is definitely an input error that cost them a lot of damage, nearly cost them the round. Right now, putting him on life support here. Just a few things.
He could whip one. He was hoping for the rest of the string. It didn't come. But we have a very dangerous Tigers. No, Unfazed Moses is going to seal that one. Shutting it down.
Unfazed by the potential upset scenario here. Trade for trade here. I don't look like anyone's going to be the victor in that scenario, but that is going to be a clean hit from Titanium Tigers. And he's just kind of backing off here, trying to hopefully catch Unfazed Moses sleeping there at the wheel. Tries to connect that sweep. That sweep is only like -2. So definitely one of the better sweeps in this game. Maybe a little slow. That's a huge punish here. Wasn't able to convert into much else, possibly because of this loadout here. Down 4. Just kind of poking around here. And didn't even go for throw mix, you know, just went for regular throw, a little bit more predictable in the sense of trying to throw tech. You know, you throw tech with the forward throw instead of the back throw, which a lot of people use to give up the corner but get that more closer to guaranteed. Oh, God, got so much here. Noob Saibot hurts in the corner.
Yeah, for sure, big damage available. Time for back one. Oh, the jump! Unfortunate, even that huge man's shoulder whip. He tries it again.
Second time he's broken his armor. This is the second time he's broken his armor in this match. Back throw, not a good spot for Titanium Tigers. Has a life deficit and has no real estate at his disposal, but he does have that fatal blow, so you gotta watch out.
Oh yeah, look, this is absolutely still doable for Titanium Tigers if he finds 2 more hits at most, but maybe 1 depending on what it is. Even still. Moses does definitely have stage control. He's got the big life lead. only needs one hit, especially now. Really trying to stay outside of slide range. And dashing, unfortunately, into the ball. I really like what we're seeing out of Unfazed Moses. You know, there was that corner series and a lot of damage out of that. A lot of pressure, a lot of damage out of that. But other than that, for the most part, we've really seen extremely strong space control, stage control, keeping this big beast of a character at the range where he wants him. And even when Tigers has dealt some damage, when he's found situations for himself, some of them have been big risks, like random shoulder that has paid off a couple of times, but obviously a big risk to do. So I think if you're Moses, you might be feeling pretty comfortable right now.
You definitely feeling yourself in this scenario, feeling completely comfortable. I mean, you know the scenario here, you know what Tigers is willing to do, and what he's willing to do is stay with Shao Kahn. So he's not sweating it. He's not sweating this at all, and just kind of trying to keep the long game maintained here. You don't want to burn out in this certain scenario. You don't want to overexert yourself, especially if you're in the losers. In this top 4, you got a gauntlet ahead of you. If you're winning your match, you got to keep going, keep going, keep going. Unfazed Moses. Throwing out those clones, to try to get that damage on the board, get that damage over Titanium Tigers. Titanium Tigers getting crazy with this throw. Risky stuff with the throw, you see, and that's going to be a big whiff punish right in front of him. Tigers not waiting his turn, not waiting for the frame advantage.
Oh, he switched. He's got the spear now rather than the shoulder. Moses still, though, controlling in just the same way. Whiff on the back 3. Too far on the grab, and Moses does not let that one skate by. It's match point for him, and he has been in control through this whole match.
Fight.
This is looking like this is about to be our first actual 3-0 here in this top 8. I mean, again, pure dominance we see from one side to the other. Moses, great attempt to just kind of shut off that real estate here for Titanium Tigers, throwing him towards the corner, and just kind of walking in and out. Here comes that spear charge here from Shao Kahn. Versatility of this bar. Now he's got the hammer drop. That's very scary. Down to trade, definitely not going to be in Shao Kahn's favor. Oh man. I believe you could also forward dash a lot of these setups before that hammer comes down. Titanium Tigers trying to
right
jump.
Now, it's all Moses still. It's Unfazed Moses. Ball, slide, clone, those have all been huge for him. He didn't have the block for amplification. She's got it now, but he's not
gonna say
spear in his belly first. This Tigers. Maybe he started just above the 30% bar.
Oh, 33% there. Raw fatal blow. And this whole night, I mean, in this whole top 8, Titanium Tigers has shown us that he is a player that is willing to let that fatal blow rock. I mean, it's your range, not the best range, pretty good range. And if you can kind of max out that range, a lot of times people let that punish opportunity slip by them.
I think he's got a few of these now. He's definitely willing to let his character's health bar be an asset to him. It's a huge chance. Well, not just the grab, but he has this character with 1100 life, and he can afford to tank some damage here and there. A big chance! The crush will come. Looking for the brick, none came. But here's the KB as well. Look at the damage! Oh, 467.
Huge damage. I mean, look at the potential here. Titanium Tigers.
Just
so close to...
That was a situation where typically Tigers had thrown spear. There was no reason to this time. He'd already done the KB. That wasn't gonna kill. Right, it was a safety first kind of situation, and Moses got a little impatient, which is rare. He hasn't done that very often, to his credit, but in the end, that's what Tigers was looking for, and Tigers called it correctly. So he at least gets one win up here.
If you look and see how close he was to getting 3-0, round number 2, it came down to that fatal blow. And had Moses showed a little bit more composure, a little bit more patience, that most likely would have gotten blocked, full combo punished. It would have been all Moses here. But again, a high-level player, a veteran, if you will, to this scenario, to this situation, can kind of just throw that idea out of their head, that they let the opportunity slip through their fingers. And, you know, you can't change the past. You just got to move forward. But I don't blame Moses for getting a little too antsy, or, you know, wanting to finish at 3-0, because, again, you have all these other matches ahead of you. And this is definitely as tough as the competition gets. I mean, these aren't pool matches. These aren't round 2, round 3 matches. These are top 8 of, again, the best players out there in this region. This entire western part of North America is just filled with killers.
Well, Moses is unfazed. He's looking good coming into this. Tiger's backing off. Yeah, he wants those spears. Right, the trades are great for Titanium Tigers. He's got more life, right? He wants to load the KBE. Ah, this block off enough money.
Oh, commits to the throw. That's actually a high, so very risky stuff, but a little bit of a mix.
Would you put it past Titanium Tigers to just go for the spear in that situation? No. On block, right? He would do that.
Sure, absolutely would in that scenario. So you're just kind of blocking and just hoping that he puts himself in a punishable state. Well, keeping it safe with Titanium Tigers coming out reversal timing with that sweep here. Just trying to stop the mobility. Thought that was going to be enough for the win. Gets the forward throw here, not giving up the corner positioning here. Big jump in kick, but it whiffed. It whiffed right in front of him.
Round 2.
I love the use of down two from Tigers we've seen all top 8.
So good. I mean, he knows when to utilize it, and again, always going to be something risky. However, Shao Kahn's got a really great range on his.
Oh yeah. Too far for just the regular punish. How about that? Tigers will get a grab into patience. He's gotten several of these spears, so he's good on the KB requirement. Just a question of whether he can find more hits, more knockdowns to get pressure. Good awareness. And it does look to me like Moses is unfazed. Still ready. Yeah, he's controlling at a great spot. And ready for the protect.
Tigers cannot take the trade. He is not, yeah, he can't afford it. Cannot afford it. Didn't have enough. Didn't have enough in that health bank. And
Fight.
Tigers finds himself again on the bad side of a match point, but he's one round away from tying this up. There goes the spear charge. Not good, but this time unfazed Moses, you know, showed a little restraint and decided not to go for the breakaway, but Titanium Tigers was fine with that and said, okay, cool, I'll catch in on this crushing blow. This is final round situation anyway. Spear not in his favor. Moses, but he comes the teleport. Lots of damage here. Gets the hard to do combo. Spear trying to just close
Like a
the gap.
zoning Shao right now. He actually got over. That was so sick. So hard to time.
That was a little low crush action for you. I don't know.
Life bar advantage. Even more because he's got 1100. Here's Moses. Whatever he wants. Can he punish? I guess not.
Oh, we faked the overhead and just went regular throw. Man, this is down to the wire, down to the wire. Can Moses make this happen? This is it. Oh, doesn't do anything about it. Tries to poke back.
Yo,
Titanium Tigers connecting the hit. Oh, getting the throw here.
Grab a couple of times. It is 2-2, and Tigers has been here already in this top 8. Keep in mind how his match versus Wound Cowboy went. It was 1-1. It wasn't a 2-0 situation, but other than that, Tigers had to make a comeback. He had to come back from down 2-1, and he did. He won those 2 in a row, and in part by taking some risks as he is here, but that's just kind of the nature of the character, and he's making it work.
Absolutely making this work. And again, Shao Kahn, a character that not really seen in a lot of aspects of high-level play. There are a lot of high-level players that want to play this character, some
Right.
loyalists that stayed with the character, but at the end of the day, I feel like a
Shao
lot of top
Kahn.
players are like, you know what?
Noob
My love
Saibot.
for winning outweighs my love for Shao Kahn. So sorry, Shao Kahn, you're gonna go back up on the
Team of
shelf
Blood.
because I need to win. I need to win some money. I need to get some points. I need to get to some finales. I mean, we got a lot of things out there. Community run, esports run. And it's a lot of opportunities out there. So big shout outs to everyone watching. Big shout outs to being part of the community and just making this game
Round
so
one.
much fun in
Fight.
terms of content and entertainment. I hope you guys are having a great time here. Final game of 5 scenario. One of these guys is getting eliminated and sent home a little bit saltier than the other. Oh,
Nice range on this. Right. Almost won. The block. Oh no. He does not
Like a book.
smart. No, he does not.
Read like a book, read like a book, read like a book here. Titanium Tiger
That was
cashing
two
in
combos.
big time.
2 combos for almost
Round
800
two.
damage.
Fight.
This character needs more, guys. Can't you guys see? Can't you guys see what this character struggles with? Having one. Never mind. No more.
Yeah.
No more.
Oh, 2. 3. He's ready to party.
It's party time. It's party time if he connects that string. It's going to be a big crushing blow. Again, it could be the comeback he needs in this round, but he's got to think of the long game. Is it worth, using it, throwing it now, or, waiting for a game-winning scenario? Flawless blocking to minimize that chip. Titanium Tigers, you cannot afford these trades. Definitely not in your favor here. Throw in everything, throw in those projectiles, that's what he needs. Here comes the big hammer, big time hammer. He's gonna block, he's trying to get as much chip as possible. Hits that anti-air, but that could have been more. Titanium Tiger.
Oh, he didn't
out
reach.
here on life support.
We got a final game, final round situation. One of them moves on to losers finals versus
Final
plus is
round.
not real.
Fight.
Which one will it be?
Phase Moses, Titanium Tigers, they want this, they want to move on, but you gotta ask yourself, is the player that can move on from this scenario, is he gonna have what it takes to keep moving on in the bracket? I don't know. I really don't know, but here comes a nice conversion thanks to that teleport amplified combo ability.
He just did it.
Spear run. You just did it, David.
Unfortunately, look, if you're not going to get the big damage out of it, it's not going to be as worth it, but he is back there on Paul's block. Looking good.
Tigers.
Situation for Moses is far away. He's got the spacing he wants. He's got a little bit of a life lead. Tigers is still there. Tigers needs 2 hits. Honestly, only Moses needs 1 if it's the right one. He just wants from way downtown. Life lead now, Tigers.
It'll blow from either player. Yeah, Moses just let it rock. I mean, why not? Risk reward. He flawless blocked up 2. Moses got no beater.
Wake up back 1! I can't believe it! Moses, unfazed, truly ends up taking it over Titanium Tigers with a Galaxy Brain read. And Tigers is out of here!
Big brain
As it
here.
is gonna
Goes with
be
those quick.
unfazed Moses going on to losers finals to play versus plus is not real.
You gotta wonder how close this was to a 3-0 scenario. But you know what they say, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. I mean, winning's winning, but there's a sense of stamina here, endurance, if you will, because again, the next 2 opponents that is in the path, right directly in the path of Moses, they're amped up, they're ready, everybody wants this win. And, if you just came out of a grueling set like that, how much do you still have left in the tank? How much can you dig in? Clutch scenario after clutch scenario. So there's no
Hey, are
way
you asking
that
about
Moses.
unfazed Moses? Are you asking about unfazed? You think
That's
he's
true.
phased? Well, we'll see.
That's true. That's true. I think he's phased. I mean, I feel like at some point,
Hey.
every gas tank gets on E, and everything has gotta come to an end. Unfortunately, that is a rule of this world. And another rule of this world is that you should represent your region, represent your community, represent the game that you love. Guys, hit up Amazon.com/Mortal Kombat. And like I say every time, this slide does not do the merch justice. There's a lot of different options out there. Not only Scorpion, Melina, Sub-Zero, you got Raiden shirts, and a bunch of other characters. And the only way to find out is if you head on over there and see all the merch you got. They got hoodies, they got long sleeve shirts, tank tops, and not only just shirts and clothing, but they also have some figures. If you guys love collecting things or just having something nice in the background of your stream, definitely check out Amazon.com/Mortal Kombat. It definitely helps support the scene, helps support this production here. Just giving a little bit of love to what we do here. We hope you guys are enjoying this. And if you are enjoying this, which again, if you love Mortal Kombat 11, you're definitely enjoying this because this is some high quality matches. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break, but I promise we'll be right back. Sit there. Hello and welcome back. This is Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition North America on the West Coast. My name is Darth Arman. I'm joined again here by Ultra David. We're here to bring you the top 3. We're going to be jumping into the losers finals here of this set. And the winner of this set is going to be moving on to grand finals where they're going to be facing DJT. That's right. You heard me right. It's 2021 and DJT is in grand finals. I mean, OGs of OGs here. Dating all the way back to the MK9 days, he's going to be facing the winner of these 2 young guns. Plus is not real versus Unfazed Moses. Unfazed Moses, who just got done in a grueling, incredible set against Titanium Tigers. A lot of back and forth on the verge of 3-0ing Titanium Tigers. And then just so narrowly escaping a reverse 3-0. Unfazed Moses showing that up until this point, he is remaining unfazed. I don't know how long that's going to last. Ultra David thinks he can go all the way. Ultra David
I still think that he can make it happen. I think that could be. But what I think is very cool too in reviewing who we have here in this top 3, all the super strong players in the West Coast of NA and all the players who are in the top 8, top 16 of points. We got DJT with no points coming into this weekend. We got Unfazed Moses with no points coming into this weekend. We got Plus, who's lining up with Shiva, coming into this with 19th in points overall. So we got all 3 people outside of the top 16 where they need to be. They're all going to get more points already. They're battling to see who will get the most points. But in this losers finals, Unfazed Moses, it's been noob the entire day. Still is. Plus is not real goes to Shiva. We've seen this before when he made top 8 previously. He tried out Shiva. It didn't work. He ended up switching away. But here he is versus noob. Losers finals begins now.
See what he can do with him. And definitely a good point there you made, Ultra David. These guys are playing to qualify, or at least try to solidify that spot into the top 16 to get in the money. And right now, Noob Saibot is just getting stomped around all over the place here. That's going to be an unblockable round pound here for Shiva, but you gotta watch out for the regular stomp, unblockable stomp.
There it is, and he makes you pay. This is what you got to do. Each time she's doing 100, 150, maximum 3 if she guesses right a few times in a row. If you make her whiff, you have to make it count big time. Oh, no!
Yeah, no, that is unfortunate there. I think he thought he was going to be closer. Maybe that Shiva's not going to arc the stomp to the left or the right. Jumping is definitely not what you want to do, but he was jumping, to his credit, to the idea or the threat that she was going to do the ground stomp, which hits the floor as an unblockable hitbox here. A little bit crazy here. Bodies and just players all over the place, left and right. And you gotta watch out. Shiva is changing the arc on this unblockable stomp. Whoa, right in front of her. That is such a heartbreaker there. The high going right over Shiva's helmet as she low profiles herself. This is just Stomp City everywhere. Gotta make it.
Well, there haven't been 3 in a row yet, at least. At least there's that. If you're Unfazed Moses.
What's the? Oh God.
You're supposed to.
So
And there's
odd.
finally the piloted far away version. I think that's the first thing you've seen. This is definitely like maximizing the stomp. That's the variation, you know? Yes, is it enough? That is enough. What a game by Plus Is Not Real. I feel like he guessed right on 1,000 stomps. Now, when you have the, whatever the other one's called, the Tremor or whatever, when you have the pilotable version of Stomp, like each time you go into the air, you're probably more likely than not to guess right? Like it's a tough situation to deal with as the defender. The big bummer here, if you're Unfazed Moses, though, is that he did make a few of them whiff, and he only got one of them to be significantly punished. If you can instead get the big damage each time, she's not there for very long, but you know, you have enough time to punish. It just didn't quite work out. If you can't convince her that it's not worth the life bar to do that, you're gonna have a real hard time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna keep doing it. If something's unsafe and your opponent is not giving you a reason not to do it, you keep doing it. Just keep doing it. And again, you can see Moses has kind of a plan here. He's switching over to a different character. We're switching over to Sub-Zero. He's going to have the Arctic Trap down here. Let's see how this plays into effect when it comes down to it. He's also going to have access to Slide, so that extended mobility is going to get him out of most of the bad situations here. Is he going to do it? No, doesn't decide to Slide or Arctic Trap.
But look, if you do a slide and you get out of that, okay, fine. Like, you don't get hit, but you're also not punishing her.
Yeah, no, you're not, but you're also not getting hit. And I feel like it builds up enough space for you. Oh, and back one is going to be insane to punishing this. I mean, it's got such great range. Throws down the Arctic Trap, and I love the choice here from Plus Is Not Real. It says, all right, the Arctic Trap is here, then I'm just not going to stop. Backdash from Sub-Zero, it's slow. I mean, definitely not one of the best, but not the worst either. But it looks like that option is going to be tough to deal with if Shiva arcs it to that direction. So it's all about the guessing game here. It's all about, is she going to not arc it? Is she going to delay it? Is she going to go left? Is she going to go right? So, you know, always got to keep guessing here. Big jump in, going for a regular low string, and Shiva just extending that pressure, extending, you know, after
a lot of backdash here. Finally, it does work out. Phase Moses gets some damage, chooses not to do the amp. He wants the pressure here. I like the idea. Don't give up the space, right? Yes, you could do more damage otherwise. Oh, nice pickup. But you really don't want to let this character go. Try for overhead.
Oh, we're gonna amplify and gut. Sub-Zero bleeding all over the place. The more he moves, the more he bleeds. Good flawless block. Tries to slide to get out of a bad situation. And no,
backdash
too obvious,
man. I feel like he got hit out of a backdash half a dozen times. A lot. And yeah, I mean, sometimes you guess wrong 1,000 times in a row.
I mean, not only backdashing in most of the scenarios, especially that last one there at the end. I mean, he was in the corner, and there was only one way for her to really go. I feel like there's some options that you can do. I know Sub-Zero's back one as some kind of vertical hitbox, but again, that depends on, you know, how Shiva's coming down from the stomp. If she has it equipped, which this one definitely does, you're going to be seeing an arc to the left or to the right in, you know, almost every situation. Like, very rarely will Shiva just let it rock. Normally, that usually happens in the corner, but for the most part, she's going to be going left or right. And if that backdash comes out, I feel like his guess should either be you go for the forward dash because it's fast, it recovers quickly, you can get a punish, or you go for a slide. Backdash, I don't think should be visited very often. It's not cutting it like slide, you try to get some kind of life lead.
Ah, here we go. So there's the utility of the Arctic Trap. Forcing the opponent to go to the other direction. I'm ready. This. Let's hear the
slide. On E, David, I'm telling you, this man, the tank is empty, and I don't blame him. I mean, the what he just went through is insane. Down two. Big damage here. Yeah, go for the slide. Get out of dodge. Reset the situation. What a conversion. What a pickup here. Yeah, jumping is not a good idea when that unblockable.
Oh, you're in the corner. Yeah, rolled into the corner where as you were saying, your movement options are constrained.
There it is, the slide gets him out of that scenario. Last time it was not good for him. Oh, tries to go for the forward dash here. And again, Shiva can
Round
predict
2,
this. She can
fight.
kind of anticipate this and change the art. You know, she's not just doing the same move over and over again. You know, she's got the different options. Yes, it looks like the same move over and over again, but pay attention when she goes a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. Oh, crushing
In a
throw
row.
apart.
Or when she does it
Yep.
faster or later. Yeah, she's got all sorts of options out of that, that's for sure. I think it was supposed to be a slide, but it was crosses on inputs. Oh man, finally whip punish comes. Unfazed Moses with the chance. No breakaway finally as it comes. Oh,
Good
now the
whip
question is
punch
how long can he snowball here as Sub-Zero? Not very long,
Intended.
unfortunately.
Oh, he should have slid out of there. He should have slid out of there. Of course, she's going to go to the right, and that's going to be chip damage. Plus, it's not real. Moving on in convincing fashion here. Shiva stomping all over the place. And just to add insult to injury, one more stomp for your troubles. Plus, is not real. Moves on to the grand finals, where he's going to be facing off against DJT for one last time. But remember, this is a double elimination tournament. So that means since DJT has not lost an entire tournament set so far in today's bracket, he's going to have both of his tournament lives intact. So he's got to lose 2 sets. DJT only has to win 1 set here. Again, double elimination tournament, 2 lives to every opponent, every competitor here in this scenario. That's a tall order. That is a tall order against someone like DJT, someone who has not fallen into the losers bracket in a very long time. And he's looking crisp, man. I mean, DJT on point as always, super patient. Execution is there. I'd be a little scared. I'd be a little scared for plus is not real.
Thanks to
I want
Astro
to give
Gaming for being the headset of the MKPK this year. Check them out, astrogaming.com. Very pretty situation. And look, this is the truth. I've been wearing this headset for the last 6.5 hours, and it's been a lot of fun commentating, but also with other headsets, my ears would hurt because I got glasses on, and they don't. And that's nice. It really is honestly nice to be able to say that. So thanks to Astro Gaming. Check them out at astrogaming.com. So we're moving on to the grand finals. You were just keying it up. Let's take just a quick review of the bracket. We can show you all what happened before we get into that. DJT versus Plus Is Not Real is the rematch from winners finals. You know what's funky is DJT's only actually played 1 match in this top 8 because of how things worked out, since Too Easy couldn't end up coming. Rarely you say that. His second match of the day is going to be in grand finals on winner's side. Pretty good situation to be in. Plus Is Not Real just made it over Unfazed Moses. We saw him beat King Gambler. These are a couple of very strong players. Again, though, you know, Unfazed Moses kind of got kicked to the curb there a little bit. He got stomped out of this thing. But I do want to say that I think it's awesome that this was his first top 8 in the Mortal Kombat Pro competition, and he made it this far in doing so. That is a fantastic result, even if it's not ultimately where he wanted to be in the end. Still, awesome job today. But again, it's going to be grand finals. DJT versus Plus Is Not Real. I'm expecting this to be Rain again. I don't think I would expect any differences. We saw a couple of characters for DJT, of course, last time when it was him versus Plus. We saw, for Plus, we saw Cabal, we saw Kano. Kano had the W. Cabal lost twice. Kano lost once, won once, though. So maybe that's the play here. You go back to the character that you had a little bit more success with.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, you're going to go in with some data that you already got, you know, and data that's very new, data that's very fresh. You know, command grabs doing a lot of work. I don't want to say a lot of work for you, but command grabs being very successful. Again, you got to know your player. You got to know your opponent. I'm sorry, all you young guns out there. Sometimes, once in a while, you will get an OG, and you might have to, you know, ask a historian like myself, you know, what did this player play like? Like, some people don't know. Like, some people just might not know. They didn't play Mortal Kombat 9 competitively, but let me tell you, when it comes to defensive play and patience, like, that is key. DJT all the way. Very preserved, very well calculated, and she's just so good. I mean, so good at doing what he does, and that's sitting there waiting in the shadows, waiting behind his block button for that one time that you mess up, that one time you put yourself in a punishable situation, and he makes sure that it hurts. Rain, a little bit different. I don't feel like this character is really his style, outside of maybe just feeling at home with the movement. I feel like the movement is very reminiscent of Mortal Kombat 9 movement. I don't know if I'm just making stuff up, if I'm just like seeing it that way because like I want to see it that way, but it could be that could be the what's calling out to DDT in this situation. I thought we were going to see RoboCop, and I was about to lose my mind. But either way, we're going to go here with Kano. Most likely going to see the command grab variation again with the manhandled strings, string extensions, along with the acid, which you can amplify for some nice fire flame carpet on the ground in the corner. So yeah, it looks like we have chemical burn, manhandled, and lumbar check. So that is the command grab. For DJT, it looks like we got around the same stuff. That geyser palm going to be key to stopping him in his tracks. Forward 3. Look at how smart he is. That actually punished him. Now, Kano is low profiled after forward 3, so a lot of normals will whiff over him, but throw is not the case. Throw acts as a true mid in that recovery state scenario.
We're seeing a lot of how we saw it last time. We're seeing rangy play, we're seeing Plus trying to get in, obviously. DJT in and out, back and forth, but out a lot of the time, and it's hard to know when he's going to be up close. Yeah, back dashing right here. Right back into a little bit of pressure. Plus, yes, Plus frames. Yeah.
That was a desperate attempt.
Round 2.
I don't know how that projectile was able to come out in time. I mean, Terrain definitely doesn't have one of them.
I think that was on reaction by DJT.
I don't know, man. It was definitely beautiful to look at here. Watch out for that lumbar check. That is going to be a command grab. You cannot tech those. Tech those. Okay. Straight knives. Going to amplify it for the second hit. DJT amplifying a projectile of his own. Here comes the wave kick here. I feel like, did he flawless block and punish that acid? I mean, acid normally is safe on block, but again, you know, flawless block get a few more frames in your favor, and that can make normally safe things punishable. That's what DJT just demonstrated before our eyes.
DJT in total control at this point. Now, Plus is not really, you can't count out entirely, but boy, DJT, ends up taking the game. And was just so frequently where he wanted to be on stage. Just so hard to just nail him down. Once Kano gets things going, you know, Kano has pressure, he's got good damage, he can continue snowballing. But question is, how easy is it to actually find that in the first place? And I think DJT is showing that he's pretty tough to nail down.
Absolutely. I mean, it's he's so squirmy. I mean, the character is so mobile. Both these characters are. Kano for different reasons. Not really from his movement, and his wave dash is and his back dash is definitely not great. But you know, the fact that he can kind of threaten you in the air with that Kano ball.
Okay, well, it's not going to be Kano. It's going to be Jade after all. Now, this is the character that we saw. Plus, is not real play the first time he made a top 8 a few weeks ago in the series of MKPKs, and he got 7th place last time, so it didn't work out, right? He didn't end up taking it, but we have seen him play this character for sure, and because Rain's projectile has caused so much of a problem, like maybe that's his thought process here.
Yeah, it could be that, and he just kind of wants to shut it off completely. They're turning on the purple stuff to get through those projectiles, and yeah, you're going to be seeing some extra projectiles from her. That low reaching across the entire ground. She's got the air downward range, and she also has the Delia's Dance for a little bit added pressure here. You can cancel into it from down poke, so you can kind of extend your string offense. Your opponent guessing, but DJT guessing right here. Flawless blocking, getting those plus frames, hitting that back throw, knowing he's going to be holding on a block. You got to watch your feet. Here comes the Delia's Dance here. DJT this second time around, being aware of it, being very cautious of the fact. Getting that strange little pickup, and look at that flawless blocking, textbook punish here from DJT. He is looking incredible here in this scenario.
Just like with the match against Kano, he's often where he wants to be. This time he's just more often wanting to be closer, right? And he's able to get there. Willing to do it yet again.
Yeah, he just got punished for it the last round, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta refuse to be conditioned. And
Look,
DJT,
sometimes the fact that it got punished before is why you should do it again. Did you ever think about that?
one more Yomi layer deep. Let's see, I see. The Rift, I'm actually surprised it stops the Dominion Spark there. DJT might be a little surprised as well, too. What he does this matchup specifically, just chasing her down. A nice punish. DJT's got a lot of life deficit to come up with. Forces that breakaway to come off. No resources here for Jade on wake up or, on defense here.
Ooh, both of them
Oh,
so worried, and it's button into fatal blow for the armor. The classic stuff from Plus Is Not Real. He did it. He definitely did it.
Getting up.
Yeah, he just fatal blow rock.
Final
That's
round.
insane.
Fight.
That was so risky. He was so willing to take that loss, so willing to go down 2-0, but he does live to see another day. Plus, it's not real. Looking great right now. Forward throw to possibly go for a little bit of a throw mix situation. Ooh, Elias dance again. Not going to combo from those down pokes as it's programmed in this game. Stay a little extend that offense just a little bit. Yeah, Rain's got a lot of different strengths. A lot of different strengths.
Yeah, and using different parts of them, completing different amounts of them. Right back into the mix.
Still in a poke. Still in a poke. Still in a poke is DJT. A lot of down ones here coming out of him. Oh, God. He just sniffed that out. He sniffed that out and whiffed it out. And that is an easy punish for DJT thanks to that neutral jump 3. I mean, it's kind of one of those, I feel like it wasn't as purposely done to stop that up 3. I think it was just kind of more to stop like movement or not be, or even if they didn't move, that you're still in a good scenario because you're jumping in. But yeah, up 3.
Really good jump
Your
kick.
back's up
It's
against the,
anti-air.
oh yeah.
Wait, is he gonna go for the mirror match? Is that the solution?
I don't know, David. I don't know. I mean, this is a guy that's
Maybe.
been playing Rain this whole time.
Cabal.
I don't know. Gotta be
Okay,
real.
okay.
So we saw Cabal in this matchup before. Like you alluded to before, David. Early winners finals. Cabal didn't really seem to be cutting it. Again, these nomad dashes coming from downtown, not going to stop a player like DJT. And I feel like in this specific build, we have slight gas and hook grab. There's no real mix element here. There's no low saw. There's no low hook. Obviously those options are pretty unsafe, but again, DJT, a very defensive player, so I feel like sometimes you need that extra little mix element to break through that defense. Oh my God.
Yeah, DJT showing what you were just talking about, the fact that he does have fantastic defense. He is willing to block. However, there is Plus Is Not Real coming in with the slight gas. By the way, I'm so happy that I am so often able to say that. Thank you, NRS, for naming that move that day. Okay, up to into the business. Plus Is Not Real getting significant damage out of this.
And 2 offensive bar is not bad at all.
It combos.
That was insane. Especially considering that he did it like in an offensive manner there. Like after he's done swinging his string, he's like, no, I want to keep going. Yeah, go. I know you're gonna swing back here, and I want a combo conversion. So DJT gotta be a little bit more hesitant next time he goes for the reversal timing poke. Up 3, dangerous stuff from Cabal. Definitely punishable on block. DJT just given no Fs, just down 2, like nothing. The dash barely misses.
This idea for Plus Is Not Real to play barge from the air, well, finally gets blown up. It had really been serving well. What a pickup by DJT. The defensive bar is gone. DJT is still there. His staggers have been incredible throughout this whole set. Punish is ready, and it's match point, tournament point for DJT.
Final round. Fight.
DJT's looking incredible here, looking to dominate everybody in his path here. A lot of mids coming your way as he's just kind of bullied here in the corner. Again, DJT mixing it up here. Different string timings, different string completions. I mean, the routes. He's just keeping his opponent guessing, and he hasn't been able to get out of here, and he does thanks to some slight gas. Thank you, David. And he just gets out of there and able to find the offensive measures for himself. Down 2 out of the sky, not able to convert.
Yeah, but at least getting that buzzy B off of you. CT back. A little bit of screen control. He does have a fatal blow to contend with now. Yeah, you see him very cautious. All of a sudden, very few fireballs. Haven't seen one yet since that red bar started buzzing. And maybe he's being too complacent. Okay, finally. He was ready for it! Even chip. Yeah, you can't do that one. There's not automatic armor. It's a little bit later, and DJT ends up taking North America West number 5. His first entry into the Mortal Kombat Pro Competition this year is a W. Congrats to DJT.
I mean, not many people can say their first top 8 experience in a highly competitive scene, a highly competitive region, is going to end up as a win. I mean, and this is also someone who said, you know, oh, I've been thinking about entering, and
Yeah.
Not to toot our own horns, but me and David got into those tweets and we're like, yeah, you got to enter. I mean, come on, man.
I'm glad that he did. He showed off how good he is. It's not, I don't want to overstate, for his first top 8 and first win in this year's Mortal Kombat Pro Competition. Obviously, his competitive life goes back to Evo Championship, right? I mean, he's been a top-level player forever, and I'm just glad that he came back and is doing that still. You know, he didn't play in tournaments online for quite a while. Super cool to see him back and doing it well, and obviously has the skill, the talent. There's no doubt about any of those things. So I'm really glad that he played in this event, and he did a great job.
He did. And for DJT, it was so easy. I mean, all he had to do is just go to, you know, the PlayStation 4 website, which, you know, it's just that easy for anyone watching at home. Because remember, Mortal Kombat 11 is presented by PS4 Tournaments. Check out the PS4 Tournament Open Series, just like DJT did. He was just one entry away from complete glory and solidifying all those points. You know what DJT did? He went to compete.playstation.com, signed in with his PSN ID, and the rest was history. You guys got to witness it. He got through all these players, and he got through this top 8 in convincing fashion. I mean, a 3-0 grand final. That's tough, man. That is tough. And that's what it is, man. That's what DJT is. He's a tough competitor who's been around for quite some time. So he knows what it is to remain clutch in those scenarios. And you know, like David said, I don't know how that escaped me. I forgot to mention that, yes, he is an Evo champion. An Evo champion for Mortal Kombat 9, dusting it off and getting right back into the fight, and he wins over everybody else. Didn't matter what came his way. So huge shout outs to DJT for showing the OGs that it's still possible. It's still possible to go out there. And if I really hope he makes it into the regional finals, because I want to see more and more of that play. I'm hoping for some Baraka to come back out. I do miss the DJT Baraka days. But either way,
you and me both. I get it. That's right. And DJT only lost 1 game. Now, he only had to play 2 matches just based on the fact that it's too easy, he had to pull out. But yeah, that's one thing to say. He only lost 1 game in his top 8. Congrats to him. So much praise, and deservedly so. But I also, again, I want to shout out Plus Is Not Real for getting to grand finals. His only previous top 8 in the MKPK this year was 7th place. He came into this weekend 19th in points. You need to be in the top 16. So he's certainly put himself into that barrier now. And the question is, you know, is that going to be enough? He's going to, I'm sure, want to and need to get more points throughout the rest of the weeks as well. But hats off to him. He showed a bunch of different characters. He showed a lot of strength with a lot of them as well. It was really cool to see. And same thing for Unfazed Moses, that, you know, this is a player who hadn't made a top 8 yet and did it in awesome fashion and getting all the way up to 3rd place. So that's super cool. Always great to see Titanium Tigers again, you know, 4th place this week. He's consistently up here making top 8s. You had King Gambler, you had Wound Cowboy, and Nubcakes, a few players who have been making top 8s consistently as well. And keep in mind, Too Easy also did make top 8, wasn't able to play, but you know, he's consistently up there as well. So we do have this consistency, this block of consistency. And then right at the top, we have 3 players who either hadn't made top 8 yet or had only done so one time. So there's still a lot of volatility in how these results are going to go and who's going to end up making that top 16 in the end.
Yeah, I mean, you always love to see it, mixed up a little bit. You always want to see new talent, and of course, you always want to see the spotlight, just shine on different people, different regions. That's
Sure.
what's really cool about this whole tour, being inclusive of the intercontinental combat. We got Europe in the building. We got the Middle East in the mix, and of course Oceania and Liga Latina. A lot of different countries, a lot of different places in the world that normally aren't as represented. And it's just so cool to see the love spread out, the prizes spread out, the opportunities spread out for all these players. And again, for most players, oh, I'm on that. Most players, it's all about getting out there and again having fun, getting onto that stream, getting into this top 8. And it was incredible night, man. A lot of great Mortal Kombat action awaits us for a lot, and not just tonight, but a lot of different weeks are ahead of us. I can't wait. I can't wait to see how this finale goes. This is amazing. Any more?
Yeah, every single Sunday, we got top 8 action going on here on this channel. You can check that out. There's going to be a lot more action, like Darth Armo was just talking about, throughout the rest of the season. But that is going to be it for it tonight. Thanks a lot to everybody for sticking with us throughout this top 8 for NA West. Thanks to Darth Arma. It's fun as always. NA East was won by I'm Big Daddy G, and then DJT taking it for NA West. Couple of great results. Hope you all enjoyed it. Have a good night.